I smell it in the air.
I can smell it in the air. Who actually was the Lord of the Rings?
I actually can't remember. I'm terrible with names.
That's obviously a violin. You don't even know what a flute sounds like.
Oh, I can play the violin as well.
3 were given to the elves, immortal, wisest and fairest of all beings.
Of course Galadriel was going to say that. She's an elf.
Great miners and craftsmen of the mountain halls.
Why do they all lift the rings like this, you know, like they're cheersy?
Slanty.
Do they know how rings work? Man, dwarves are thick.
9 rings were gifted to the race of men, who above all else desire power.
Hold on one gosh darn minute. The elves are the fairest and wisest of all beings. And then men, you can only say something nasty like that.
Yeah, well, maybe if you want more power than a Bitcoin
We don't
farm.
just desire power, you know. We also have cool horns and other wind instruments. We wear fancy leather belts. We're not just one-dimensional, you know.
But they were all of them deceived.
So my jumbled bag of giant cheesy Watsons, 60% air.
This burger looks nothing like the picture.
Father has been cooking the Gondor books. Aragorn's gonna flip his wig when he finds out what a mess the economy is in.
For another ring was made. In the land of Mordor, in the fires of Mount Doom.
Logistically, that just seems impractical. An entire volcano. So much cheaper to get it done in China.
Didn't even get it right first time. He must have used prototypes.
Oh, took. It is half my malice and my cruelty, and it doesn't even fit.
He poured his cruelty, his malice, and his will to dominate all life.
He forgot the goal.
I've got to make cuts somewhere. Cost of living crisis.
One ring.
It can only be read by fire. That's how hot he is in that armor.
He's wearing the talisman containing his entire life force over his armor.
It's a nice ring. You'd want people to see such a nice ring. Classic.
And is that Elvish writing? I mean, just optics-wise, if I was an orc, I'd be like, hey, why are you not using the black speech of Mordor? I'm trying to make it catch on.
Listen, Ugluk, stop trying to make the black speech happen. It's not going to happen. This is like Esperanto all over again.
Resisted. A last alliance of men and elves.
Oh look, the wisest and fairest of all beings need help from the scratty little men. How embarrassing.
And on the slopes of Mount Doom, they fought.
Fighting on the slopes of an active volcano. You'd have thought both sides would come to a mutual agreement. Hey everybody, the risk assessment levels for this battle are off the charts. Should we see if we can find somewhere safer?
Can you set up a new doodle poll to reschedule the
We'll
battle?
use the same doodle as the first one. We can do the same date, just need a new location.
Can't do Tuesday anymore. Got yoga on Tuesday.
We'll say Wednesday or Thursday, and we'll meet at Buckleberry Ferry.
They fought for the freedom of Middle-earth.
Let's just remember who the invading colonizers are here.
Come on, the orcs are evil.
Don't be so eager to deal in death and judgment. They do look evil, to be fair.
Who's being judgmental now?
Maybe he's just got a cold.
Living next to a volcano. My sinitis would be flaring up.
Cold armor. That must have been expensive.
It's just painted on.
You could have ended this war so much sooner if you hadn't spent so long having a glow-up before battle. Oh, you look so young.
What do you mean by that?
It's a compliment. You look good.
You're saying I look old now.
I'm not saying you look old now. I'm saying you look older. You look worse. Well, not bad, just worse.
Full move. Not wearing a helmet.
I know. You should see me riding a bike.
Oh, that was close. Did you mean for them to get that close?
Elves are very good shots. You get the odd accident every now and again, but I was thinking of getting my ears pierced anyway.
You do feel the orcs could have done with a military head coach?
Their formation was all over the place.
Maybe go 4-4-2.
They were too eager. They just wanted it too much.
Man, Prime Sauron was OP.
He's like the Messi of Mordor.
Not even making contact with them.
Oh, come on. I mean, Sauron was about to hit me with a big stick. I'd take a dive. Oh, no, you got me. Ah. You don't die from losing a finger. Otherwise, Frodo would have died.
Probably went septic.
Well, if it did, it happened very quickly. Because his entire being folded in on itself instantaneously.
That's why they say you should get your vaccines before you go to Moria.
So wait, if the ring so much as comes off his finger, he implodes. What if he needs to take... What if he has to sign for a delivery and just takes his gauntlet off?
Tolkien said it was because of...
Who's Tolkien?
He's that journalist that followed us around documenting everything.
Well, that guy. He was a journalist. Hope I wasn't on the record when I made that joke about the Haradrim.
Apparently, Elendil and Gilgalad were the ones that actually killed Sauron.
I can confirm. Isildur only cut the ring from Sauron's finger.
What? So he's not a war hero at all. He just robbed a dead man.
And now you see why I don't like him.
Serious mega tetanus. Just popped like a balloon.
So Isildur takes the ring, quick walk up to Mount Doom, pop it in, Bob's your uncle, home for dinner. I know, I'm just being a dick. You took the whole finger. Is that a souvenir? I mean, is the ring not
I
enough?
will not be touching the finger of a guy who just imploded from super tetanus.
But the hearts of men are easily corrupted.
Oh, piss off, Galadriel. We're shitting on the men. Hashtag not all men.
I don't think you know what that means.
Also, you guys did keep the
What
ring.
did the elves say about it? It was an 8-year war, that.
Good point, boss. After 8 years of fighting, Isildur says, I'm keeping the ring, and all the elves go, okay.
I didn't say anything because I don't like conflict.
He'd chop an orc's head off, but he doesn't like conflict.
Fuck off!
It betrayed
That
you.
is so avoidable. Just close your fist.
Or just destroy it when you get a chance. See, I never lost my ring of power. Oh, where is it? Gandalf, give it here.
What? This? No, I found this down the back of the settee.
3 arrows. Oh, noble death.
Primary cause of death in Gondor is actually piercing by 3 arrows.
Second is diabetes.
We do eat a lot of fried food. These orcs don't have a leader at this point. This military excursion is off their own back. Very industrious.
It's a small startup.
Slay the ring bearer and then just leave. Sounds like they could have done with a bit more of a plan.
I don't know if orcs have access to a forensic team, but get a net at least.
They lose sight of the end goal. Concentration.
And I've heard a lot about this passion for the ring. To be honest, I'm yet to see it. All right, here's one. If you had the One Ring, what would you use it for?
I'd go for peace on Earth.
Yeah, sure.
I would. I actually would.
I'd use it to become super sexy. I'd be the Brad Pitt of Gondor.
That don't impress me much.
You may have the looks, but have you got the touch? Me? Oh, I'd use it to make Gandalf Sr. proud of me.
You're such a Faramir.
The ring came to the creature Gollum, who took it deep into the tunnels of the misty mountains.
It can't have been a great quality of life, eating rancid fish and drinking mine water for 500 years.
I can't imagine too many queuing up for that.
The ring really should come with a disclaimer. May be bad for your health.
Or like a pack of cigarettes. with a picture of Gollum's face on it.
For 500 years it poisoned his mind.
Oh, mind poison. Awful stuff. It's important to keep the mind clean and clear.
I've seen your browsing history, Gandalf.
I bloody knew he found something in the mountain tunnels that was not to be taken lightly.
Wait, this is how you found out?
Well, no, but I thought this would make a good clip for YouTube Shorts.
Ah, yeah. Rake that AdSense.
For the time will soon come when hobbits will shape the fortunes of all.
Oh, not the bloody hobbits. Can we skip this bit?
No, Gandalf, we want to hit that hobbit market.
Aye.
So we can target them with ads for... Well, what do hobbits like?
Gorging themselves on pies, and drinking themselves into a stupor, and talking incessantly about boring old crap.
That?
It was about this time that I met a dishevelled-looking young man in Bree.
Thought in Oakenshield.
No, a young reality TV director known as Peter Jackson, who promised me, well, you know what he promised me.
Oh, a chap who eats carrots.
That's the fella.
You're late.
I'd have just told him to fuck off.
I did. That was my initial response. But Jackson was just about the PG rating, and I needed to come up with something more witty.
What time did you arrive?
About 3:20 in the afternoon, if you really want to know.
And what time were they expecting you?
I think I told them I'd be there at 3.
So you were late.
I think you'll find that I got there precisely when I meant.
But in relation to the time that you'd arranged with them.
Yes, by that metric, I was late, technically. But by wizard time...
Everything. Far too eager and curious for a hobbit. Most unnatural.
Is Frodo joining us?
No, he never texts back. Last I heard from him, he said he didn't want to take part because the films remind him of a very painful time in his life. Some nonsense.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Whining little snowflake, if you ask me.
He got stabbed.
It's all this woke culture stuff. Everyone's so thin-skinned these days.
Someone bit his finger off.
Harder to do if you have thick skin.
Playing the victim card. A lot of people hurt themselves filming this. You know, Aragorn broke his big stinking toe.
No. Who was that lackey hobbit that followed Frodo Baggins around?
Samwise Gamgee. He's actually come along for this one to give the Hobbit perspective.
How's tricks, Sam?
Not up to much these days since Mr. Gandalf, well, you can see what he turned me into.
Into a what?
I'm not doing that. I don't do catchphrases.
Oh, for goodness sake. What's the point of turning you into a potato if you don't even do the line?
You said if I helped destroy the ring, you wouldn't turn me into anything horrible.
You said, please don't turn me into anything unnatural.
You always have to read the fine print with Mithrandir.
Oh, well done. You got me, Mr. Gandalf, sir. Anyways, I'm not a performing monkey.
No, you're not. You're,
I'm not doing it. Doesn't look like that anymore.
Be quiet, Samwise. You don't know what you're talking about.
Just saying I liked it back when it had a bit of character, a bit of charm. It's all tourist tat these days. Because of these stupid films.
I think it's bloody brilliant.
Selfies with the actual Gandalf. $20.
Never had any adventures or did anything unexpected.
Well, sorry, Frodo, for creating a bit of buzz about the Shire and pumping up your inheritance, for one thing.
Whatever you did, you've been officially labelled a disturber of the peace.
Oh, why did they keep that in? I told them to cut that bit. Makes me sound like a blooming pervert or something.
What did you do?
I used to keep a portable speaker in my cart and blast my tunes. Some people just don't appreciate status quo.
Great band.
Oh, for goodness sake, here comes the tweets. What does disturber of the peace mean? Is he a peeping Tom Bombadil or something? This was supposed to improve my reputation, Charlie. I swear down, you better not be Peter Jacksoning me.
Nice moment.
Cut the fallout from that. One kid lost an eye.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really awful. Gandalf's sparklers are notorious now.
I just wanted them to like me. It was a bit of a lapse in judgment, but nobody can accuse me of not having good intentions. And the sparkler kid, how was I supposed to know that he had bad depth perception?
And a spark got onto the thatch in Otto Proudfoot's house and burned it down.
Are you going to watch, or are you just going to talk all the way through? That's the one thing Peter Jackson allowed me to keep from the set. So I got it mounted.
But you're the main wizard.
I know. I wasn't even allowed to keep my stuff. I mean, this is a replica. It doesn't even do magic. Everything got sold for a rutting fortune. PJ and the Nameless,
Your brother.
they screwed me out of all the official merch. Now I'm scraping by on Comic-Con appearances and doing birthday messages on Cameo for $20 a pop.
He sold off half of Minas Tirith as well. It just sits now in the British Museum.
You have laid stir.
Come on, come in!
Last week? Did he say he was expecting you last week?
I think at that point, your focus is really supposed to be on me bumping my hand. It's a lovely bit of business, nice bit of physical comedy.
Pretty sure he said he was expecting you last week.
And we were watching a lot of Buster Keaton when we workshopped it.
Let me just rewind it.
No, there's no need.
So you were really late.
I said I was late, all right.
I've got to get away from these confounded relatives hanging on the bell all day, never giving me a moment's peace.
This guy was throwing a party that night, right?
A birthday party.
And he invited everyone in the town that he lives in.
Yeah, he was a big dude.
But he hates everyone.
Well, he doesn't really...
Why did he invite them all to his party if he hates them all? And make them set it up?
Yeah. I didn't know he hated us so much.
I think hate is a strong word.
Literally hiding because he doesn't want to talk to anyone.
You have to understand, he was under a lot of stress.
But he still expected us to all go to his birthday party and listen to his story about trolls for the 100th time and pretend to enjoy it.
Organising a birthday party can be quite a hassle.
What a Bilbo bellend.
The rich hipsters have all got that
All the
Hobbit
arrangements are
decor now. And Argers and other olden days stuff.
Hobbits are essentially subsistence farmers, aren't they? I mean, who's romanticising that?
You go to Portland, Oregon, every second house is a bloody Hobbit home. Hey, down in front.
You've got the best spot in front of the TV, Mr. Gandalf, sir. It's all glare over there.
My house, my rule.
I'll remember that when we're in the house of Finalizing.
He's a Baggins, not some block-headed brace girdle from Hardbottle.
What's that mean? What's a brace
I
bottom?
don't know, some kind of Hobbit joke, I think.
It's funny.
What does it mean?
Well, Hardbottle is a town where the hobbits are kind of, you know,
Actually,
they're
I
kind
don't care. I can't bear Hobbit humour.
I'm old, Gandalf. I know I don't look it, but I'm beginning to feel it in my heart. Thin, sort of stretched, like butter scraped over too much bread.
Just get more butter.
He's saying he feels like there's not enough butter, but too much bread.
Why would you ever be in that situation? Just get more butter.
Or get rid of some of the bread.
I'm not getting dragged into an argument about mortality with two people that cannot die.
I just don't understand why he doesn't get more butter.
I need a holiday. A very long holiday.
Jeez, Bilbo. We all feel like that, all of the time.
I've always used up all my annual leave by March.
He is a good lad, but he's pretty much never worked. Just doesn't really see how most people live.
Old Toby, the finest weed in the south.
Oh my God. That's... I can't believe they put that in. That's... Oh, no. Looks like Bilbo is a drug user. That's terrible. Drugs are... oh. They filmed that bit too. It is good weed.
Gandalf, my old friend, this will be a night to remember.
Famous last words. I can't remember a thing about it. Oh, shit. That night.
This will be a night to remember.
Chuck us the remote, Elrond, mate. We can fast forward through this bit. Nobody needs to see.
No, I think I'm keener to see this bit than pretty much anything else over the next 9.5 hours.
It was just hijinks. Spirited hijinks. I mean, we've all had one too many and got a bit carried away, haven't we?
You're overreacting. I've spoken to people who've seen the film, and they told me this scene was utterly
Told
charming.
you idiots before. Peter Jackson was cheating a PG rating. He had to cut a lot of the really depraved shit from this scene. Really bacchanalian stuff. Some of it quite disgusting. I do not have good memories of it. I just want to skip past the whole thing.
Now this we have to see. Yeah, it's funny, but alas, they didn't seem to capture the really depraved bits.
Oh, thank Eru Iluvatar.
Whoa. What was that?
Oh, nobody needs a super extended edition.
Who's in there? You know it's you, Mr. Gandalf, sir. We can see the top of your ass.
Oh, quiet. Quiet.
Yeah?
Just having a little poo. I just needed to let off some steam, okay?
Go on, Sam. Ask Rosie for a dance. Go on.
Young love.
Very sweet. A lovely couple.
Does she even like him? I mean, do we know, or is
It doesn't really matter for the purposes of the story.
Yeah, that's not really the point. We can kind of take that as a given.
we can take her consent as given?
Don't make it sound like that. That sounds awful. It was just a sweet moment, Boromir. Get over it. You're ruining it.
Okay. Presumably later there'll be a scene exploring their interactions from her perspective, that respects her character, with her own agency, not subject to the male gaze.
Yeah, probably.
Why does Frodo dance like he's plunging an outhouse?
It's called peacocking. It doesn't have to look good. You just need to stand out. That's why I bring my point to every party.
Mercy 3. Monstrous trolls.
This guy is 111, right?
To the day.
And he was, what, 50 when he travelled with you?
There or thereabouts.
He's still dining out on this story. Has everyone in Hobbiton not heard it?
Oh, we've all heard
I
it.
think Jackson couldn't find any real Hobbit kids willing to sit and listen to it again.
It's a good story, to be fair.
You're right, Thorin. Perfect for little kids. The kind of story that deserves to be written up as a charming children's story in a single volume, without too much padding or bloat.
Oh, fuck you.
They spent so much time arguing that Withertooth and the Blind...
Oh, this is one of my big moments coming up. It's the bit where I climbed up on a big rock and said, "The dawn will take you all!" And then I struck the rock with my staff and sundered it in twain, and turned them all to stone.
The sun's first light crept over the top of the trees, turned them all to stone.
What? Are you What does he mean, the sun's first light? That was me. He's left out my badass bit.
I guess he just had to editorialize it for time.
Oh, what's next? I suppose the sun's first light also crept up over the trees and killed the Balrog, did it?
Calm down, Gandalf.
Thorin, back me up. I was very badass in that moment.
I don't know. To be fair, it's a story that improves on being cut down a bit. Doesn't benefit from too much padding. Or bloat.
Touché.
Wait a minute. Did I see Gandalf dancing for a second?
I thought you'd miss that.
Haha, you bloody dance like a year 8 at an after-school disco.
Tukov.
No, the big one.
Oh, goodness. This absolute belly.
Steady on, Gandalf. You gave Pippin a bit of a hard time over the course of this adventure.
If he didn't want to be given a hard time, he shouldn't have been such an irredeemable little shit at every opportunity.
He's got a lovely singing voice.
Oh, and I suppose that makes up for everything.
I always thought he seemed to have a good head on his shoulders.
Oh, did you? Did you really? I've got a few freeze frames from the Great Council that says otherwise.
Supposed to stick it in the ground.
It is in the ground.
You're right, Elrond. Someone had better get onto the judging panel for the Nobel Prize. We have ourselves a top contender.
I would imagine that for someone from Bilbo's background, meeting a dragon face to face would be one of the most terrifying, traumatic incidents of his entire life.
Oh, I'm sure. A very sheltered upbringing.
He must have spent his entire time with that dragon convinced he was about to die.
Must have.
So you thought you'd bring a custom-made firework to remind him of it on his birthday?
Yeah, it's funny. It's a good party trick.
Trauma firework.
Yeah, hilarious icebreaker. I do a whole line of trauma fireworks. You should have seen when I got booked for the 2002 shindig in Manhattan.
Oh, I'm not digging any more into that.
Let's get another one.
Oh, thank God. I was worried they'd have left in some of the other things I made them do.
What sort of thing?
Yeah, just classic party games. Yeah, using them as human furniture for a bit, whipping them with towels, making them drink the dirty dishwater, and give them a soggy biscuit. Hijinks.
Soggy What were you punishing them for again?
For setting off my firework.
Right, because it was your intention for the firework to be
set off slightly later. A good 15 minutes later.
Okay, yeah, that's really not on.
Bad deeds must be punished.
Yeah, Merry and Pippin seem like the real villains in this situation.
And boffins, toots and brandy bugs, rubs.
Maybe we should fast forward a bit, actually.
No, I got into it now. I'm enjoying this.
It is getting a bit boring, Gandalf. I mean, neither of us really know any of these people, or have any connection to these events.
Yeah, I mean, we're just watching you, hanging out with your other friends. It's a bit boring, and a bit rude to make us sit through it, to be honest.
I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve.
Oh, good. They cut that line down. It was a lot longer on the shoot. Had a hard time working out what he meant by any of it.
I regret to announce this is the end.
Wait. So his speech in full is, "Hello, everyone. I don't know who a lot of you are. A lot of you I don't like very much. I'm leaving forever."
Pretty much.
This is to the town of people who spent all day helping him put up his marquees.
It did strike me as a bit of a dick move. I think as we're watching the super extended editions, instead of the generic gasps he added in post, Jackson will have left in the actual dialogue we captured on the night.
No after party? When did you get off your wizarding tits?
Oh, there was an after party. I don't think we need to see any of that.
No, you just made us watch you hanging out with your mates. I want to see what you did.
Well, things got a bit... Well, let's just say a magic ring got passed round and it got a bit heated.
So generally the video's doing pretty well, but strangely most of the complaints are about Samwise. They say your voice doesn't really sound anything like Samwise.
Well, of course it doesn't.
Why?
Because I don't know if they have eyes, but the anatomy of a potato is very different to that of a hobbit. When you perform a very complex transfiguration from hobbit sapien to potato sapien, the formation of the vocal cords is completely different, not exactly one-to-one.
How so?
You see, a hobbit's throat is made up of a complex biological system, but a sentient potato throat, that's just a starchy hollow tube. I'd like to see them perform a spell that hard.
That makes sense, yeah. Thanks for clearing all that up.
Also, I'm being more myself now. I'm a bit more disagreeable than I was 20 years ago. And I says it like I sees it. So I'm not really saying stuff in the same way.
And why are we here again? I have no memory of this place.
I explained that in other videos. I'm not spending time re-explaining it.
I suppose you think that was terribly
How did you get up to bagging so fast?
Eagles.
Oh, so you'll use the eagles for a fun prank, but not to destroy the ring,
and avert war.
I'm not in charge of what the Eagles will and won't agree to help with. They make their own decisions. It turns out they love pranks.
2 eyes. Yes. As often as I can spare them.
That's a great gag. I'm so proud of that gag.
Oh. Sure, you said the same thing in Moria when I asked you to give me a hand.
Did I?
Yeah. You said I'll give you 2 hands, as often as I can spare them.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And in Rivendell, when I told you to keep an ear open for news of the ring. You said, I'll keep 2 ears open, as often as I can spare them.
You just do the same joke in every conversation.
Not the conversation, wizard, you would have had us all believe.
Wait, it's... here in my pocket.
Alzheimer's.
He's not got Alzheimer's.
That's definitely Alzheimer's. It's the same thing with my auntie. Very sad at the end. You have to have the same conversation with her over and over again.
Sounds all right to me.
You would say that. You're a sad old man with only 1 joke.
I've got 2 jokes, and I use them as often as I can spare them.
What's your second joke?
You'll see.
Now it comes to it. I don't feel like parting with it. It's mine. I found it. It came to me.
Bipolar?
He's not got bipolar. Can you just please stop armchair diagnosing Bilbo Baggins? Thank you very much.
Business isn't of yours when I do with my own
I
things.
think you've had that ring.
That's a fair point. Why were you so keen to steal a precious possession from a scared old hobbit with clear signs of neurological declines, Gandalf?
I've told you to stop that. And the reason I wanted the ring was because I was concerned it might be one of the rings of power, which are very dangerous and could unleash untold evil across Middle-earth. Okay?
Okay, sorry. I just wondered.
You seem pretty het up, Gandalf. Presumably you felt so strongly about this ring that as soon as you got it off him, you set about making plans for what to do about it.
Yeah, I think it was pretty immediate.
You want it for yourself.
Wow! Our first glimpse of the almighty magical powers of Gandalf the Grey.
Yeah, thank you. It is pretty impressive indeed.
It sure is. And it's just the start. I bet over the course of this trilogy we'll see you cast all sorts of magic spells, way more impressive than just making it slightly darker or lighter, won't we?
You're not impressed by making things darker or lighter?
Well, like I say, it was a nice start, but presumably you can do more than that.
Sometimes I can make it really bright.
Do not take me for some conjurer of cheap tricks.
How much are your tricks?
I buy them at wholesale prices at a magic emporium in Soho. Only a fully paid up member of the Magic Circle gets them at my price.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, he was acting like I was some clown that just bought whoopee cushions and fake turds from Smithy.
Whereas, actually, you're a guy who can make a room darker.
And lighter. Pick a card.
Conjurer of cheap tricks.
You do seem to have a lot of pent-up rage.
I've been going through some stuff.
And you've been drinking.
And admittedly, I wasn't my best self.
Never drink after old Toby. Or was it before?
Gandalf the White-Eared.
Maybe consider the CBT we've talked about.
I am not trying to rob you. I'm trying to help you.
How often do you use that trick to get away with robbery?
Works every time. Oh, Dorothy needs help crossing the road.
Bilbo, the ring is still in your pocket.
Can't believe he thought that would work. I'm a blooming Maya.
Yeah, you need a bit more cunning to get past the Grey Wizard.
He probably thought I've absolutely had his pants down over this ring for like 50 years. I bet I can just walk out.
He did not have my pants down. I was waiting for the opportune moment. I wanted it to come up organically.
Riddles in the dark. My precious.
I see the cogs turning. Our very own Sherlock Holmes, piecing together all the evidence and coming to the inevitable conclusion that this is indeed the One Ring. It's all about to click into place and you'll leap into action immediately, I bet.
Oh, 10 minutes, tops.
left you back end.
All that money and just a baguette?
Bag in.
Yeah, your diction's slipping. Oh, you were hammered, though.
How did you know that?
He said he was leaving everything to Frodo.
Yes, but he didn't specify back in. He just said the details were in the envelope on the mantelpiece.
Well, I assumed that this was...
Did you open it and read his will?
I was waiting a long time. It was boring.
Any juicy gossip in there?
Abelia Sackville Baggins is having an affair with Otto Proudfoot. She notches him off behind the old Bywater Mill on a Wednesday night.
Weird thing to put in a will.
Where are you going?
There's some things that I must see to.
Ah, here we go. Gandalf, man of action. He knows Sauron is returning. He knows he needs the One Ring. He knows Bilbo's ring must be the ring he seeks. It's time to assemble the Fellowship.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Neither do I.
What? What didn't you understand?
Well, I had to go off and do some research to find out if Sauron was really returning or not.
But we fought Sauron literally about 50 years before this and didn't finish him off. And we explicitly talked about the ring while that was going on.
I know, but I just found the whole adventure with the dragon and stuff less memorable. It was nowhere near as iconic or well-crafted as this one. So, yeah, I forgot some details.
Oh, f*** you. So you went off to research the history of events you yourself were present at.
Go easy on him, Elrond. I feel like he's developing Alzheimer's.
Will you stop doing that?
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Tried a few different versions of that line, but that's the one Peter Jackson liked the most.
What were the other ones?
Keep it hidden. Keep it huff.
What does that even mean?
Keep it sneaky. Keep it snoop. Keep it secure. Get a Yale combination safe.
What are you talking about?
Well, like I said, he preferred keep it secret, keep it safe. And yeah, he made the right call. Snitches get stitches.
The year 3434 of the
Well, please, at least tell me you didn't spend too long reading in a library about events you were either present for or should have already known about, considering we'd already discussed them extensively 50 years earlier.
I was only gone for like 17 years.
Oh my good... Gandalf!
I'm a slow reader.
Dyslexic.
Read that. What's that? Size 9 font.
Wait a minute. Did you take this from the Sacred Minister of the Archives?
Maybe. I'm gonna return it. And I took ruddy good care of it.
No, you haven't. You've got Lothlórien smudges all over it.
Baggins is round here. They're all up in Hobbit. That way.
Oh. Phew. For a moment, I was worried about these Black Riders. But it looks like they immediately trust anything they're told. So I guess all Frodo will need to do is say, I'm not a Baggins, and they'll leave him alone.
Is it secret? Is it safe?
17-year callback. Did he keep it up?
Don't think he remembered the setup, to be honest. Just looked confused.
What are you doing?
How did you know he'd only kept the ring in that envelope and not any other really important flammable documents?
Huh.
Hold out your hand, Frodo. It's quite cool.
Hey, guys, look.
What are you doing?
Holding out my hand. Because it's quite cool. It's my second joke.
I know it is.
It's one ring to rule them all. One ring to fight them. One ring to bring them all. And in the darkness, fight them.
So there were 3 rings?
No, one ring.
No, you just said there were 3.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. One to rule them, one to find them, and then one ring to bring them and bind them in the darkness.
No, that's all the same ring, Boromir.
Oh. Well, then there should be an extra bit at the end that goes, oh, and they were all the same ring, by the way.
Well, that sounds crap, though.
Well, to dress it up a bit. Hark, they all the same ring by the wayside.
This is the One Ring.
Can't believe it took you 17 years to read up on that. Could have told you in 5 minutes if you just popped round for tea.
I was doing lots of stuff. And certain things took longer than expected that you don't see, like,
That took what, like 4 seconds to go back and get it?
more like 4 minutes, chasing it around the field, and it all adds up.
4 minutes? You were gone 17 years.
Yeah, but a bunch of these little things happen, and then you get to the end of the day and you realise you've achieved nothing. Days turn into months, months into years, and what you were supposed to be doing fades out of all memory. Then you remember and peg it back to Hobbiton forthwith.
Taken by Isildur from the hand of Sauron himself.
Ridiculous.
The spirit of Sauron endured.
Oh, like a Horcrux.
Boromir! If I have to hear about Horcruxes one more time, they copied us. I mean, now people come up to me and say, oh yeah, just like Harry Potter. We did it first.
The ring yearns above all else to return to the hand of its master.
Something wrong, Gandalf?
I just remember being really proud of the way I did that monologue. I thought it had loads of gravitas, and I just did it really well.
It's a lovely reading.
My dad didn't say nothing when he saw it the first time, or my brother. I invited them round to see it today, but...
Wow. They'll feel very silly when they see all the views this reaction video has got, mate. They'll be really proud of you and wish they'd made it over.
Yeah, probably.
You cannot offer me this ring.
I'm giving it to you!
Don't tempt me, Frodo.
You almost forget the word tempt there.
Oh, well spotted. It was on the tip of my tongue, but I just couldn't get it out for a moment. Total brain fart.
I will use this ring from a desire to do good. But through me.
Yeah, what good would you do?
Probably give a homeless guy a haircut, or, I don't know, give away a bunch of Teslas.
The ring can do that.
Yeah, or make a video where I give the money away, or cure the blind, or something. I don't know. Probably.
Oh, like Mr. Beast. Isn't that a contentious use of charity for capitalist purposes?
No. No, it's not. Now I must be on my way.
Okay.
Usually I just say that when I want out of a conversation, but it seems like this time I couldn't be bothered to move. Comfy.
What must I do?
I don't know. Get stabbed a bunch, poisoned a few times, watch a lot of people you care about die, become really quite mentally ill, get your finger bitten off, lose all sense of joy, taste of grass, etc., and eventually die.
Yeah, obviously I didn't tell him about all that stuff, though.
Reckon he still would have done it if you had.
Well, I think there's a chance he would have said no.
Best keep quiet about it then.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
To be fair, I have the gift of foresight, and I was keeping my yapper strictly shut.
What must I do?
You must leave. And leave quickly.
What was that cuss about?
What do you mean?
Well, Frodo said, what must I do? Then it cut and he was packing his stuff, and then you said, you must leave.
What's the problem?
Well, what did you do in the gap between him saying, what must I do, and you saying, you must leave?
Just stood in awkward silence for a while until I mimed that I wanted him to start packing a bag.
Must have felt really weird.
It was cut for a reason.
At the inn of the prancing pony.
And the ring will be safe.
Yeah, Frodo, yeah, we're going to leave the ring in Bree. Like a cheeseboard-based proposal.
Low-hanging fruit.
Safe there.
I don't know, Frodo. I don't have any
You
answers.
think you might have found at least some answers in that 17-year gap. But hey-ho.
You remember my hat flying off?
And yet after 100 years, they can still surprise you.
Wasn't the first creature you met after arriving on Middle-earth thousands of years ago a hobbit?
Well, it was a half-hood, but yeah, essentially.
Do hobbits still surprise you after thousands of years?
Wow, it's been nice. If I'm completely honest, after about 600 years, you get pretty bored of the little f***ers.
You done?
Oh, and here comes the most boring of them all. Right, let's just pause it here. I guess for balance, I better get old Samwise back out the pantry.
Thanks for inviting me back, Mr. Gandalf, sir. Can't wait to see some more of my bits.
Yeah, just don't be surprised if you don't come across all that well, Samwise.
Not that well, sir.
I remember what you were like during this adventure. You were a real drip.
I thought Sam showed real strength of character, actually, Gandalf.
Thank you, Mr. Boromir, sir. I may not be the strongest or the smartest, but I did my best to be brave and to show strong moral fiber. Oh.
Boring. Look, Sam, I'm sure your scenes will be very sweet, but you mustn't feel disappointed if you end up not being anyone's favourite character.
Oh.
Oh, Samwise Gamgee, have you been eavesdropping?
Now that a bit of time's gone by, can you be honest with me, Samwise? Were you eavesdropping?
I was, sir. But I feel like we're friends enough now that I can admit it.
Creep. How often do you eavesdrop around Hobbiton?
Only when I think I've heard something interesting.
Oh, nasty little creepy hobbitses.
Please, Mr. Gandalf, sir, don't hurt me. Don't turn me into anything unnatural.
And I didn't, did I? Nothing unnatural about a potato.
Well, if you had pesticides.
You're organic, aren't you? Free range. Nothing unnatural about you.
Dunno. I'm a late-in-life potato. Will you turn me back into a hobbit one of these days,
Oh,
sir?
only if you stop whinging about it.
And did you think about Rosie when you did this? Do you know how hard it is to be married to a potato?
I did not.
Oh, it's a very funny gag. Ha ha ha. But you don't think about the loved ones it burdens, do you?
I could turn her into a potato. That'd be much easier.
Oh, no. Then we'd just be the potato couple. That's even worse. And I see Peter Jackson cut the real take.
I've been dropping no eaves, sir. Honest. I just wanted to come in and try and get a bit of a close-up. I mean, you had one and Frodo had one, and I've been in nothing but group shots so far. So,
No. It's too late.
Special effects.
Hid in the bushes in the hope you might get in a close-up.
This was meant to be my big break, actually. I want to be in the stories. Peter Jackson said he'd make me more of a main person, but we need to reshoot it and say more stuff about the ring.
Well, that's what happens when you get in the way of my close-ups.
I've thought of a better use for you. Come along, Samwise. Keep up.
Oh, thank God they got that.
Yeah, that's not what you suggested first.
What was his first suggestion?
He said, I've thought of a better use for you. And then he looked at Mr. Frodo all hungry-like and said, Mr. Frodo, let's eat him. And Mr. Frodo had to beg him not to do it.
Oh.
I'd had a hard day. I got carried away. I didn't mean it.
He started sharpening the forks and everything.
I'm gonna stick some chips on if anyone wants some.
Always remember, Frodo. The ring is trying to get back to its master. It wants to be found.
Oh, don't we all? Am I right, guys?
What do you mean?
Don't we all want to return to the person that made us? To our parents and have them accept us and finally feel whole.
Never really had any trouble with that, personally. My dad thinks I'm the dog's bollocks. You sound like my brother.
My father lives in space, so I don't really bother thinking about that kind of thing.
Oh, just me then.
If I take one more step, it'll be the farthest away from home I've ever been.
Oh, who's seen that supercut where he says that every time he takes a step?
Oh, let's not watch that. That's embarrassing.
I've not seen it.
Oh, let's watch it. You'll like it.
If I take one more step, it'll be the farthest away from home I've ever been. I'm getting the hang of this. If I take one more step, it'll be the farthest away from home I've ever been. If I take one more step.
It gets a bit old after a few hours, doesn't it?
I don't think you're really supposed to watch it all the way through.
Should we go back to the actual film?
Yeah, it basically just carries on like that.
Last time I watched a YouTube video on your recommendation.
Remember what Bilbo used to say? It's a dangerous business, Frodo.
going out your door.
Sounds like child abuse.
What?
It sounds like something a claustrophobic shut-in would say to stop his kids from ever going outside, thereby starving them of much-needed social stimulation and, indeed, sunlight. I'd report him to social services if I ever heard him say something like that.
I don't think that's what he was getting at.
Smoke rises from the mountain of doom. The hour grows late, and Gandalf the Grey rides to Isengard, seeking my counsel. For that is why you have come, is it not? My old friend.
Does Saruman always start conversations by describing the context of the situation? Initially just out of earshot, but you start to faintly hear it as you get closer.
It's one of his least endearing traits. All I heard was, "For that is why you have come, is it not, my old friend?" And I was like, depends what you said just before that.
The Fellowship of the Ring is playing on the television. We're all sat on the sofa watching it, and Gandalf the Grey wanted me to come and see the bits I'm in. But that is why you've invited me, is it not, my old friend?
Yeah, good to see you, Saruman.
Saruman.
You know, after all the death and destruction he caused, and the significant setbacks he made to our mission, I sometimes forget that Saruman was once your best friend, Gandalf. It's funny to think. If only he'd never found out about the ring, the whole mission would have been much simpler, and fewer people would have died.
Do you think so?
Oh, definitely. I might not have been shot in the chest multiple times by his Uruk-hai, for one.
Oh, right. Typical Gondorian. Only care about tragedy when it's close to home.
Well, close to the bone, fortunately.
You are sure of this?
Beyond any doubt.
So the Ring of Power has been found.
Oh. Oh. You told him.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Right. Well, thanks a lot, Gandalf. I'm sure you're delighted to know that those arrow wounds will really sore for ages.
All right. I'm sorry for whatever it is you think I did.
Properly. Sorry, Boromir. And I think some kind of nice present would be in order. A big one.
Careful, Gandalf. Remember what happened with post-war Germany.
And I kind of died because of the Balrog of Morgoth. And that was because of your shenanigans on the mountain.
No, that was on you. 5% me at most. I can't be blamed for all your follies.
Time. What time do you think we have?
Well, I thought if people said we were late to act on it, we could just use the old line. A wizard has never acted late, nor has he acted early.
Oh, I'm sick of him lumping the rest of us in with you, Gandalf. I bet he tells you all a wizard arrives precisely when he does.
That's exactly what he does.
On time is the hour when the rest of us arrive. Well, except Radagast.
Concealed within his fortress, the Lord of Mordor sees.
Of course, when I say concealed, what I mean is clearly visible at the top of his fortress in the form of a great big eye.
Probably the least concealed character in the whole damn scene.
We do not know who else may be watching.
Dad would never let me look in his seeing stone.
That sounds... Whatever you just said sounds disgusting.
Bit of breeze in there. Multi-directional breeze. Oh no, I see, yeah, I know. It's Saruman doing it, right?
Just a taste of my awesome magical power.
So, just to get this straight, Gandalf's magic is mostly that he can turn lights on and off, and Saruman's is mostly that he can shut doors.
Like the opposite of going to private school.
Oh, I can do much more than that.
When did Saruman the Wise abandon reason for madness?
Shut, dipped crows.
Aiding me willingly, but you have elected.
You see,
Oh, that's it, is it? That's the cool magic you were excited to show us.
I'm making him spin around and around.
Yeah, I guess that's Pretty cool.
Round and around and around and around
It
and
was
around.
very embarrassing, but
I guess I was just thinking of some of the magic in Harry Potter and stuff where, you know, they fly and turn into snakes and shoot fireballs and stuff.
we can embarrass people by making them spin around.
And I can turn the lights on.
And I can shut the door.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. It's very cool, guys. No, it's Bob on that. It's really good.
Mr. Frodo?
Oh, goodness, what a dream.
You told me not to leave him, Mr. Gandalf, sir. And I didn't mean to.
Well, so every time you lost sight of him for 10 seconds in a cornfield, you started crying like a wickled baby. Pathetic.
I didn't want to let you down, sir.
Well, you look ridiculous.
Mary, it's Frodo Baggins.
Oh, goodness. I wondered how that twat ended up with you all in Rivendell.
Maybe if you'd let them all know about the stabbings and the poisonings and the hardships.
Well, how do I get Frodo to do it while discouraging the others? No, it was much safer to get them all on the quest and then just individually whittle away at their self-esteem to the point that they felt they had no choice but to leave.
That's what you were doing.
Wish I'd pulled his hood off.
What are you talking about?
I just wonder what's under there. You know, if you pull their hoods off. I mean, what does happen?
Well, they die, of course.
Seriously?
Yes. They cannot take corporeal form in this dimension. So if you pull their hoods off, they suffer from an existential anomaly and are immediately destroyed.
Well, I wish I'd fucking known that.
What's he sniffing?
The ring.
What, metal? You can smell metal.
I don't really know how it works, so just stop pestering me.
Pretty egregious use of slow-mo in this film at times, isn't it?
I guess it just needed to be a bit longer. Jesus! I knew you survived, but I didn't realize I risked the doom of Middle-earth on a hobbit out sprinting a horse.
This whole section is not one for your organizational skills, Gandalf.
I shall not be getting it.
Not it.
Not it.
Not it.
Not it.
Oh, it's you, Gandalf.
What? I said it first.
Yeah, but you have to say not it.
You too, King Tirius. All right, I'm coming. God.
Gandalf!
Thomas. You're here for,
Pippin told me you were doing the big viewing party for YouTube.
Pippin said.
I'm so excited. I've never seen it.
The Tokes.
Oh, I'm a merry fellow down by the willow. Elrond, lad, how are you?
Tom.
Hey, mate, I'm Tom. All right.
Oh, hey there, Mr. Bombadillo.
Oh, look, it's just my bit. Fate is with me. I can't wait.
How far to the nearest crossing?
The Brandywine Bridge. 20 miles.
Around now I run into the hobbits. Oh, this jolly fellow. Hey do, merry do. Bree, there's someone sat on the remote. Skip to Bree.
I don't know how to tell you this, Tom.
Tell me what. Hearken now to hearers, old Tom Bombadillo.
Your bit. I didn't even make the extended edition.
What? Yeah, that's weird. That was 3 months filming. And hosting those greasy little hobbits.
I don't know what to tell you.
I wondered why I didn't have any spike in Airbnb bookings. I did it for free. It was for the exposure.
A lot of us got screwed over in the making of this. I mean, wait until you see what happened to Saruman.
What about the Barrow Downs? Or where I saved them from being eaten by that tree?
Actually, the tree bit made it in, but you can't around you and it's in Fangorn.
Fangorn? What madness drove them in there?
Regular madness.
Oh, well, I suppose this merry fellow better fuck off then.
No, Tom. Oh,
no, it's fine. It's fine.
come on. Don't be like that.
Really,
come on,
honestly, it's fine.
Have some jam.
Bullshit.
Good riddance.
Down by the willow.
Sorry I've not made it to any of the viewings so far, Gandalf. I've just been rushed off my feet running Gondor.
Oh, don't worry about it. You must be a busy man. I just thought you'd like to join us today because we've just got to Bree.
Bree? Was I in Bree?
That's when the Hobbits met you.
Oh, God, of course. Bree. Sorry. Things are so crazy. My memory's shot to pieces.
You know, so when you say you're busy, you got a lot of industry attention since the films came out?
Well, yes, of course, there's that, but also the day-to-day responsibilities of running a kingdom, you know. Taxes, domestic policy, foreign policy. The list goes on.
Make sure you're taking regular breaks, Aragorn. Well, my dad ran Gondor for years, and he went completely nuts.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Just don't set yourself on fire and jump off a cliff, yeah?
I'm trying my best.
Underhill. My name's Underhill.
Finally. Been telling him to do that for ages.
Yeah, Baggins is a shite name. Should get rid of Frodo as well.
What?
Don't care what you change it to. Just anything that doesn't sound like he's been named after an ice cream.
Oh, I could go for a Walls Frodo right now, to be fair.
We're friends of Gandalf the Grey. Can you tell him we've arrived?
Gandalf? Yes, I remember. Elderly chap. Big grey beard, pointy.
Oh, my God.
What's the matter, Gandalf?
Well, I've always wondered what people say about me when I'm not in the room. I always wanted to get insight into what other people perceive me as.
Oh, you came off pretty well. That's what I
Elderly
thought.
chap with a beard and a hat. Is that it? Is that all I am to these people?
I didn't say anything bad, at least.
Yeah, they also didn't mention my great sense of humour or my charity work.
Oh, and how good a mates were you really with Barlam and Butterbur? People think about you way less than you think they do. Most of the time, they're only thinking about themselves or an all-powerful ring.
Yeah.
This, my friend, is a pint. It comes in pints? Oh. I can get you one. You got all half
Best
already.
joke in the whole story.
It's excellent.
Got nothing to say to make fun of it.
It's just a quality gag.
That fellow's done nothing but stare at you since we arrived.
Bit creepy. Aragorn.
You think you could have just gone over and introduced yourself, considering you were specifically waiting for them.
Just wanted to freak them out for a bit. Didn't want them to get too comfortable.
Do you do it to women as well, Aragorn?
Not sure. You never really see women in Middle-earth. It's quite an unusual occurrence. So I'm not sure what I would have done if there had been one.
Well, maybe just don't stare at people, as a general rule.
Oh, I do all right with women.
What do you mean by that?
I've never heard, but round here, he's known as Strider.
One of the nicer names people had for me in my rangering days.
What were the others?
Oh, Stinky Pete, Mr. Creeps, Tinchy Strider, Old Nutsack. Never really understood that last one.
People really can be cruel.
Baggins? Sure I know a Baggins. He's over there.
Oh, okay, look. For as long as we're watching this, can we just keep a tally of every time that Bellend does something colossally stupid that endangers everyone's lives? And then at the end, we can have a discussion as to whether or not I was too harsh on him.
We're on 1-0 so far.
True if you count the pre-release of the firework.
Steady on.
Maybe you should have just gone straight over there and said hello when you got there, Senor Creeps.
Thought it'd be best to wait until they did something really stupid. It was only a matter of time.
How did they film this bit?
I think Peter Jackson faked all these scenes in a green screen studio after the main shoot.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, because obviously he couldn't transport the camera crew into the twilight world of the ring. So they had to kind of do a bit of guesswork based on what Mr. Frodo said it was like.
Did they get it about right?
Frodo said he was actually surprised just how inaccurate it was. Right, apparently, when you put the ring on, you actually go to a place that looks exactly like Rainbow Road from Mario Kart.
Gosh, sounds dreamy.
You draw far too much attention to yourself, Mr. Underhill.
Interesting that you chose to disguise your accent while in your Strider persona.
I did not disguise my accent.
Didn't you?
No, that's just me doing my accent.
Okay, how many accents do you have?
It becomes difficult to keep track after a while.
Noted.
What do you want?
A little more caution from you. That is the trinket you carry.
I look so different on screen.
They say the camera adds about 10 years.
And it gives you an entirely different face shape. So weird.
Well, you know how it is. There's got to be a limit somewhere to how many new deepfakes you can create, and a limit to how many impressions one person can do.
What?
What?
I can avoid being seen.
What are your usual tricks for avoiding being seen?
I'm not at liberty to divulge the secrets I learned in my time as a ranger.
Ouch.
Maybe he got lucky and the gate landed so that he fit exactly into the spy hole unharmed, like Buster Keaton.
Fingers crossed.
Hang on. Why did they attack that room?
That was the room the Hobbits were supposed to be staying.
But how did they know that? Did they go up to Butterbur and just say, "Hello, sorry to bother you. I wondered if you know which room was booked by the Baggins party"?
Guys, I'm pretty sure the essence of evil emitted by the ring, which we are directly attuned to and have been tracking this whole time, is coming from room 17.
Don't be silly. The landlord said they were in room 16. Are you accusing him of being a liar?
Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't very nice of me.
Just because we're ringwraiths doesn't mean we can't be nice.
What are they?
You stayed in the same building.
Yeah, it was an ingenious plan that worked perfectly. We fooled the Nazgul by putting dummies in the Hobbits' beds. And then we stayed in an adjacent room.
Wouldn't it have made more sense if you'd made the dummies then left Bree immediately? So you actually gained something from the time in which you'd fooled them.
Huh. I never thought of that.
Because now the head start you have on them is, what, about 10 feet?
It's not nothing.
Gave to them 9 rings of power. Blinded by their greed, they took them without question.
Can you guys give it a rest with the slagging off the kings of men? We get it. We're weak and greedy. None of you ever bothered to talk about the positives.
Such as?
My granddad was actually an excellent woodworker. He made me a great little bagatelle set when he was a nipper.
It's what you want me to say. Blinded by their greed, but comforted by the lovely bagatelle sets their granddad made them, they took them without question.
Can you hear how much better that sounds? Softens it.
I think it sounds silly.
I think it sounds much better.
They are the Nazgul, ringwraiths. Neither.
Tolkien never called them ringwraiths in his essays.
Popped into my head. Sounds way cooler than Nazgul.
Wonder if the Nazgul are related to seagulls.
They're just drawn to chips.
Oh no!
I think a servant of the enemy would look fairer. Feel fun.
Just rude.
I think it's meant to be a compliment.
I'd spend months in the wild at a time, protecting the borders of their homeland. Sorry if lots of women fancied me. And elves.
Okay, now that's definitely directed at me.
Yeah, but you're a rightful king.
Even then.
Hobbits don't actually know what goes into protecting their little paradise.
Rivendell, Master Gandalf. The House of Elrond.
Could have called ahead.
What about breakfast?
We've already had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
Not sure how to score that one.
He's not done anything there that's actively making him a liability, or putting anyone at risk.
No, but he's been annoying. His little face is just... Score 2.5 to
It's
0.
any wonder Hobbits are as fat as a house. I don't see any gyms in the Shire.
What about 11sies? Luncheon, afternoon tea, dinner, supper?
I'm sorry, what's Pippin's job?
What do you mean?
I mean, this guy schedules so many meals, I'm genuinely having trouble working out at what point in the day he does any work.
They're all Nepo babies, my Lord Elrond. Not one of them has done a day's work in their life.
Excuse me?
Yeah, present company excluded, of course.
I can't figure out how he'd have time to do anything between these meals. I mean, when does he poo?
I don't think we're really supposed to think about when the characters poo, Elrond. That apple has a sticker on it.
Yeah, PJ gave us a bunch of store-bought. I mean, what kind of neckbeard watches these films so closely as to be able to realize that an apple has a sticker on it?
Yeah, people like Charlie.
Calling me a neckbeard?
It isn't a neck beard. It's a beard that goes down past my neck, but it grows from the chin. It's not sprouting out of my neck, is it?
The power of Isengard is at your command, Sauron.
This guy gets right to the point with his conference call.
Yeah, my conference calls usually start with about 10 minutes of small talk before we get into the business stuff.
I don't have a premium Palantir account, so I can't faff about.
You have any idea how embarrassing it is when you get booted out of the meeting just as the Dark Lord was going to tell you to build an army worthy of Mordor, and you have to set up a brand new Palantir meeting link?
Army worthy of what? Mormons.
Orders from Mordor, my lord. What does the eye command?
So, at this point, you hadn't grown any of your own orcs, right?
No, I was just about to begin my orc growing obsession. A very embarrassing phase.
So where did that orc come from?
Work experience orc, on an exchange program from Mordor.
You couldn't find a single human willing to do your bidding at this point.
I sent my only human friend to Rohan, so all I had left was orcs.
You didn't think maybe that was a sign that what you were up to was not very good? That you couldn't find anybody willing to help you except for a horrible orc?
Oh, still not over Kelly, then, I see.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who's Kelly?
Gandalf's ex-girlfriend Kelly Stevens was an orc, and he's been horrible about them ever since.
Kelly? Gandalf?
I don't care, and we should all just shut up.
The trees are strong, my lord.
Rip them all down.
Regret that?
Or what do you think? I feel really silly about it.
What's the matter, young Elrond, now?
Should he be here?
Who? Boromir?
What?
Oh, Camul's actually all right.
You're right, lads.
How did he not die?
Well, when Sauron got killed the second time, all the race got sucked into the abyss. You tell it.
I just clung like this to a rock for like days. Then eventually the sucking into the other realm stopped and sort of forgot about me. I'm actually thinking of moving to Argentina.
Oh.
Then Gandalf said you were all watching Lord of the Rings. I was like, yeah, why not? Not doing anything else.
He's actually sound. When he's not around the other ring wraiths, you know how ring wraiths are. Always playing up to each other.
Yeah, true that.
Why did you stab the beds of the hobbits?
It was barely see anything in these woods. We don't have great eyesight as it is.
Change the lens, and if you can just read them out.
Hobbit, Bilbo, Hobbit, Bilbo.
This was the great watchtower of Amonsoon. We shall rest here tonight.
Shall?
What's wrong, Boromir?
So you talk silly. Very formal, like, we shall rest here tonight. Why don't you just say, let's rest here, or we're going to rest here, guys, is that okay? I need to go around saying shall all the time.
I say shall.
Do you?
Yeah. You shall not pass.
That's shall not. It's completely different. That's reverse shall. Opposite.
Maybe my language is a bit stiff and formal at times, Boromir. But when you've spent many years in the wilderness carrying the burden of your ancestors, you can talk to me about my use of formal language. Yours sincerely, Aragorn.
Oh, piss off, my brother, my captain, my king.
These are for you.
You just happen to have 4 small hobbit-sized swords with you.
Of course. You sent me to meet the Hobbits.
Yes, but we were both under the impression that there were only going to be 2 of them.
I was hoping they could have 2 each and dual wield, like Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you wanted to dress them up like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You wouldn't let it go.
I just thought it would have been cute.
Took me forever to persuade you not to take those nunchucks.
Still think Frodo would have looked kick-ass with nunchucks.
What are you doing?
Right, what's that now? How many times has Pippin been a disruptive bellend? I didn't even know half of these. That's 3 minimum.
That's 3. Firework, pub blabbing, grilled tomatoes.
Beacons, any Nazgul within 20 leagues. Bloody bacon beacon. Who calls for aid?
Be fair, Gandalf. We don't know it was Pippin that started the fire. It could well have been Merry.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, that's such a merry thing to do. How horrible of me.
It wasn't Merry.
Obviously it wasn't Merry, Samwise. It's got Pippin written all over it. Boromir's just in love with Pippin or something.
I just think we should go easy on him.
Oh, you love him. You want to kiss him. You want to kiss...
Shut up!
How many's that? 5 of them?
Looks like it.
What were the other 4 doing?
More important work for the Dark Lord, I presume.
More important than acquiring the one item that would ensure his dominion over all of Middle-earth.
Good point. Come to think of it, I'm not sure what the other 4 were doing.
Do we really have to clean it all up? Well, the room wasn't full of feathers when we entered it, was it? No. And the Witch King loses his deposit if we don't leave it how we found it. He didn't need to book a room. We're literally only here to murder some of his customers. Yeah, but he's a small business owner, isn't he? It's nice to be nice. What do I always say? Just because we're ring-raised doesn't mean we can't be nice. Exactly. Now get sweeping. What are you doing? Up in a minute, I'm just telling the Witch King what's going on. Sure.
Now, I'm curious to see how they handled this, the brave souls. Marvellous creatures, Hobbits, with courage and determination in the face of great danger that outweighs their small stature. They'll prove I was right to entrust the fate of the world to a group of humble hobbits. Oh! Jeepers, Eru.
Wow. Yeah, no. It was embarrassing.
I knew their strength was going to be in their purity of spirit and boldness of heart, rather than in their fighting prowess, but all the same, that was rubbish.
Should have given them nunchucks. Or flaming poi.
Yeah, he's absolutely hideous.
Gandalf, don't body shame. He looks fine.
Yeah, he looks absolutely disgusting. He looks like a wrinkly old squid or something.
Not everybody is beach body ready, Gandalf.
Yeah, but not the Witch King of Angmar. Imagine the Witch King of Angmar's body in a bikini on a beach. Everybody would be sick.
Oh, and you're so hurt, Gandalf.
This is not cool. This is ageism. He was probably a real hottie in his day. He's just extremely old. So old that his physical form has passed into the ethereal realm.
Thank you.
This is why you need to moisturize. It shows the importance of a good skincare regime. Where the hell have you been this whole time? I sent you to protect them, not to sit around for 5 full minutes while they all get stabbed.
Yeah. I can't remember what I was doing at that time. Now I come to think of it.
No worries. I had to come back and help with the tidy. It wasn't cool to leave it in the state it was.
I really appreciate it. Because, you know, the Witch King loses his deposit.
It's not left tidy. I know. Butterbird's a real stickler.
He really is.
Oh. Yeah. Now that was...
That was fucking bad.
I guess that's what you'd call a hot date.
What?
It's a joke. It's a pun.
Don't try and do jokes, Aragorn. It's not your strong suit.
Trying to say you fancy me.
No, it's a pun. It's just... Oh, forget it.
He's been stabbed by a Morgul blade.
Why'd it do that?
That's what Morgul blades do, Boromir.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, what purpose could that possibly serve? A sword that you can use to stab someone once and it disintegrates. Like a disposable Kodak camera.
It's just what they do.
Yeah, but someone designed them, right? Somebody thought that that was a good feature.
Should have employed some moth catchers.
And what was that you were saying about how my magic wasn't very impressive, Boromir?
What? Oh, yeah. I was saying that all your magic seemed to basically just amount to turning lights on and off.
Do you take it back now?
What? Because you grabbed that moth?
Well, pretty good reflexes, no?
You're saying that was magic, was it?
Well, have you ever seen anyone grab a moth that quick?
I've seen that clip of Obama swatting a fly.
Well, we can't all be Obama. I don't think he can do.
So, to update, your magical skills amount to being able to turn the lights on and off and being able to grab a moth with the reflexes of Barack Obama.
Sounds impressive to me.
Wait, Gandalf, did that moth come because you know how to make it bright like a light?
Oh my goodness, that was horrible. I feel like I'm gonna be sick.
How did Peter Jackson film that?
Caught through a lot of cameras. Just kept chucking him off the edge until one survived for him to get the footage off it. I wouldn't have gone down there wearing white. Looks very muddy.
Well, what would you have worn?
No, big apron or something. Wellies.
And you think the orcs would have taken me seriously if I'd gone down there in a big apron and wellies? I'm their boss. I need to command respect.
Yeah, it might have looked like you were taking the piss if you'd gone down there in a boiler suit. Like Boris Johnson wearing a hard hat on a factory visit.
I do believe Gandalf Greyhaim is lashing out because he wouldn't be able to wear white due to his inferior rank.
Oh, leave it out. You sound like my brother.
And he won't be wearing white to his wedding after Kelly. I can tell you that for free.
Right, that's too far now. I turned those trolls to stone. I did that. Bloody sunlight, my mire ass.
Nobody cares.
You believe me, Charlie?
Huh? Well, it was more the sun. You just split the rock.
Well, yeah, but you could reduce anything like that. It was my idea.
Nobody cares.
Do you know the Athelas plant?
Athelas?
Kingsfoil.
Kingsfoil Arts.
Thanks so much for letting me come round and watch this with you guys. I told everyone I know.
I don't mention it, Glorfindel. I'm delighted to let you watch back your part of the adventure on screen after all this time. It warms my heart.
No, I was only a small part of the quest, but it was my pride and privilege to be involved. Oh, shh, 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 shh. That's my sword. Oh my God. Oh my God, this is my bit.
What's this? A ranger caught off his guard.
Oh my God, I sound so weird. Oh my God. I must have been nervous. I mean, I'm nervous now. What?
I'm so sorry, Glorfindel. There were a handful of reshoots.
Reshoots?
Peter felt the film was looking pretty overwhelmingly male, so some changes had to be made.
But it was me. That was my bit. That was my one bit. It's right there in the books.
Glorf, you've got to admit there's a lot of willies in this film.
Right. Oh, so I've been cancelled, is that it? Tossed aside like a dwarf.
Nobody's cancelling anyone.
Oh, because I'm a white male elf. I can't be in it anymore. Is that it?
Like the wisest and fairest of all beings doesn't like it when they get shat on either.
Come on, don't overreact.
No, I know exactly where to go.
Yeah, and they cut me from Lord of the Rings all because I'm a white man. They replaced me with a woman. It doesn't make sense.
It didn't seem like it makes sense, no.
There are 5 wraiths behind you. Where the other 4 are, I do not know. I do not fear them.
Is there something going on with you two?
No, we're just friends.
Friends who hold hands?
Yeah. I hold hands with Gandalf always. I'm always holding friends with Gandalf.
Now, again, because you know this, we're watching a special edition that includes some behind-the-scenes footage. This sequence might actually have some of the recorded dialogue from the shoot that ended up being cut in the edit.
Where the hell have you been? Sorry for that. Yeah, sorry, those are just a lot of feathers. Did you clean them all up? You should have told us about We're not made of money.
Tug.
just stab the ring bearer?
This isn't a good look for you, dwarves.
Whoa! Now that's impressive magic.
But how fast can she grab a moth? Have you ever seen a camera before, Elrond?
Wow. Yeah, no. That was embarrassing.
You look absolutely terrified.
You are in the house of Elrond.
Why can't you just call it Elrond's house?
Not a lot of mystique to that.
I just call my house Boromir's house.
That sounds lame. See you later, Mum. Just off to Boromir's house. Maybe you might get more respect if you called it the house of Boromir.
I just think you elves make things fancier than these be sometimes.
Gandalf. Yes, I'm here.
You usually smoke in hospitals. That's the ICU.
It was a different time, boss. Back when you could smoke anywhere. Elrond didn't mind.
I bloody did.
I needed to take my mind off the fact I nearly got the chap killed.
By reducing his chances of recovery.
Oh, I am sorry, Frodo.
Why did his eyes flicker downwards momentarily?
Not sure.
Was your flying done?
Yes.
I was delayed.
Leaves on the line.
There is only one Lord of the Ring.
Yeah, ha! Did you see that, Dad? See that, big brother? I said the title of the movie. Suck it.
Sounds a bit clunky to me. A bit shoehorned in.
Oh, come on.
Thought it was called Fellowship of the Ring. Oh, that's why you kept saying, there is only one Fellowship of the Ring, while we were walking.
I knew if I said it every third line, he couldn't get round all of them.
Lucky that eagle was there.
Well, I knew it was there because of the moths, didn't I?
You trusted plummeting off a sheer drop on the timing of a moth.
The moths I use are very professional. Much more professional than those preening butterflies I used to use.
He could have just been confirming the pickup location.
Huh?
Gandalf? What is it?
Nothing.
So to get this straight, from Frodo's perspective, what happened is that you sent him on a life-threatening mission, didn't turn up when you promised him you would, leaving him to fend for himself against a group of wraiths, one of whom inflicts a mortal wound on him with a poisoned sword, and he only barely escapes with his life. And when he asks you where you were, you just say, "Don't worry about it."
It's not my fault he can't see flashbacks, is it? I was thinking about where I was really hard, for like 6 minutes. If I'd told him, it might have finished him off from shock.
Bet you're good with smoking a joint in his face.
It's medicinal. Oh, barely aged a day. Elrond, I mean, I gotta say, you also look a lot younger than 25 years ago.
Oh, thank you.
Suspiciously so.
It's the light of the Elder. It keeps us fresh and youthful.
I mean, the only thing I can think that would explain it is... No, you wouldn't. It's too dishonorable. You didn't. Take it off.
Oh, fine. You're happy now.
Oh! What? You look so different.
You bloody aged a day is what you have. A magic ring. I'd say that's using them pretty bloody lightly.
I used to only wear it for parties and Instagram, but then I just got used to it.
I thought there was something off about you.
I'm 6,000 years old, Gandalf. It's just like makeup. I'm not the only person that uses one.
Who else?
Well, my nephew, for one.
Glorfindel.
The other one. Paul Rudd.
Right, it all makes sense now. Oh, it used to be called Paul Half-Elven.
There and back again.
A Hobbit's Tale by Bilbo Baggins.
Part 1 of 3.
Why, I order.
Is that Orcrist?
The foe cleaver. Peter Jackson sold the real Orcrist. All he let me keep was this replica.
More like a letter opener.
Oh.
Anything good?
Gas bill for the Lonely Mountain. What? That's it. The Balrog's getting turned off.
But age, it seems, has finally caught up with me.
Nah, you look like you're in your 20s.
The ring will be safe in Rivendell. I am ready to go home.
That's hilarious. Did he say that?
That wound will never fully heal. He will carry it the rest of his life.
That's just a scar, isn't it? No big deal.
It's quite a bad scar, Boromir.
Look at this chickenpox scar, because I used to pick it. I don't bang on about it.
Well, it's not the same, is it? Was it the Morgul chickenpox?
No, just regular bog standard chickenpox.
Want to get the Morpox before you're an adult.
Why?
Impotence.
It has shown extraordinary resilience to its evil.
He only put it on twice. Once at the worst possible time, got fatally stabbed, nearly turned into a zombie, and got carried by someone else the rest of the way.
A true hero.
Rivendell. And Saruman, you tell me, has betrayed us.
His treachery runs deeper than you know.
Oh, I'd love to hear this. I bet there's no mention of the bread.
You were ripping down trees to build an army.
Ah, yes. Forgot. Sorry.
At the caverns of Isengard, an army that can move in sunlight.
That's when my big plan I prepared for the council went out the window.
What?
I was going to say we should hide it in broad daylight.
Still, better than... It's the opposite of Boromir's suggestion.
Sticking it where the sun don't shine is a valid suggestion.
Ugh.
And you said there were no bad ideas.
It's just a thing people say. Most ideas are bad ideas. And how would you have hidden it in broad daylight?
Well, I hadn't got to the how just yet. Thought the how would sort of present itself if I kept rambling.
We do not have the strength to fight both Mordor and Isengard.
That's your justification for fighting neither of them. Cool.
It was a complicated geopolitical issue.
Maybe while me, Faz, 4 of my cousins and all my mates were dying fighting Mordor, you could have done literally anything about Isengard or something.
Boromir,
But no, you're right. Fighting both sounds pretty stressful. Better just book your annual leave for when it's all cooking off.
That's not fair.
Kicking off, never mind.
We fought him the first time.
So did we.
We? I was there, Boromir. You weren't. I was there 3,000 years ago.
Well, it's you say his men aren't good at anything.
What, you make me sound like some sort of xenophobe. I've nothing but love and admiration for all races.
The dwarves? They hide in their mountains seeking riches. They care nothing for the troubles of others.
Oh,
crud nuggets. Was my mic on? I might have said some stuff I don't really believe. I will forgive, but I won't forget. And I won't forgive.
Men are weak. The race of men.
Maybe let's fast forward here.
Cool, Elrond. No, really cool of you.
Italians are all just perverts. Shit. Don't get me started on the Chinese, Gandalf. Don't get me wrong, some of my best friends are black. But I just think that... Okay, we're back on track.
That was excruciating.
I was on antibiotics that week for my wisdom tooth. Dosage must have been wrong that day. Spouting all sorts of falsehoods and nonsense.
Right.
It could be destroyed.
Cast it into the fire! Destroy it!
Says the guy who literally watched him walk off and then went home.
What is this? Make Elrond look like a prick day.
Father shall one than face all the ages of this world alone.
I feel like those aren't the only two options. Glorfindel's single.
Yeah, I can see why.
Maybe by the time you get to your 2900s, all the good ones are taken.
How old were you then, Aragorn?
87? So when you were born, she must have been... goodness.
No, it doesn't work like that. I was a mature 87.
It's sick, is what it is.
Cradle Snatcher. What are you talking about? You're sure there's nothing going on between you two? Because I've been very clear about Arwen not getting romantically entangled with a mortal.
Honestly, Elrond, we're just friends.
Friends who kiss.
Yeah. Do you not kiss your friends?
Not like that.
Me and Gandalf kiss. It's just a thing we do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we do.
You have but one choice. The ring must be destroyed.
Gandalf, what's the problem?
It's 182 days of straight camping between here and Mordor, and I've already been through 4 of my 7 pairs of clean pants since escaping Orthing.
Just at the council.
You could turn them inside out. They would last twice as long.
I'm sure we could do a load of washing in Moria.
Oh, and how will it dry in Moria, Gimli?
There was a single shaft of light in Balin's bed.
Gandalf, instead of ironing, just hang your robes in the shower and it really just does the job for you.
I don't think we'll be ironing on the way to Mordor.
Why don't you rebrand yourself as Gandalf the Very Grey? Grubby Gandalf the Grey.
I'm all for it. Not only have I been on board from the start, but also I think I shouldn't be the one to take the ring. We should give it to one of the little ones.
That's not how I would. Wow, Boromir, you know what? You are very emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, I don't remember you being so reasonable. The rest is pretty spot on.
No, that is exactly how it happened. I have a very good memory.
How much did you spend on this set to act out this charade?
500 smackaroos.
It is cool.
Yeah, nobody's saying it's not cool. I just think you're remembering it wrong.
Strangers from distant lands, friends.
Do you remember how difficult this was?
Oh, it was a nightmare. We were up all night doing the seating plan.
Dwarves can't be sat next to elves. Wood elves and high elves have to be kept at least 5 seats apart.
Yeah, to the steward can't be sat next to the rightful king. Grand councils bring out the worst in people.
Do you remember Galadriel's Grand Council?
Oh, don't remind me. Good spread, though.
Oh, who was it that Thranduil's wife smacked over there with a chopping board?
Each race is bound to this fate, this one doom.
Though, of course, not every race is bothered to show up. I notice there are no Mexicans, for instance. Should I really be surprised?
Boo!
Boo!
Boo! Boo! Are you booing? Or saying, Boromir?
I was saying Boromir.
Alright, someone's been watching too much Simpsons.
Give us a break, for pity's sake!
The voice was crying. Your doom's near at hand.
Who are you sharing a room with?
Gloin.
Well, there's your answer. Serial sleep talker.
I think it was more like an omen. A vision of what was to come.
Nah, nonsensical sleep talking that came into your dream.
Speech of Mordor may yet be heard in every corner of the West.
I was at languages at school.
Me too.
I'm sure there'll be small pockets still speaking the common tongue. Like the Welsh miners in Patagonia.
Wait, isn't this what Charlie did very badly? You know, when we were in the other place.
Oh yeah, I bloody remember.
Oh, hey guys.
Where have you been?
I was just at the pub with some mates.
Oh, with some mates, yeah?
Oh, just at the pub with some mates.
What's up with them? Oh, right. We know you're at a Lord of the Rings quiz.
How?
Just casually scrolling on Instagram, and then this pops up.
Action. It is a gift. A gift to the foes of Mordor. It's good. Why not use this ring? Long as my father, the steward of Gondor, kept the forces of Mordor at bay.
Shoot these here!
By the blood of our people are your lands kept safe. He fucking lives. Gondor, the weapon of the enemy. Let us use it against him.
Why does someone shout? He lives.
You look a bit bloody pleased with yourself.
No, I don't.
What kind of second-rate impressionist goes around Lord of the Rings quizzes in the hope of the off chance of being able to do one of their impressions?
No, I didn't. You can tell. They had a round where you had to write what line was next, and then they went around getting people to do impressions.
It don't sound like that.
Everyone thinks their voice sounds different on tape.
You make me sound like I'm always out of breath.
Why do you make him sound asthmatic?
That's just how you sound to me.
Why did you choose Boromir of all?
Where did you come in the quiz?
Join third.
When you invite us.
There are my other group of mates from school who like Lord of the Rings.
We like Lord of the Rings.
No, you don't.
Oh, no, but we lived it. We could have been some help on this quest. And right now, we could have been enjoying a £50 bar tab.
All right, which hobbit told the Nazgul which way to go to Hobbiton?
Of course I'm not going to know that. I wasn't in every scene.
Exactly, you might have lived it, but you're not nerds. How did you know there was a £50 bar tab?
Right, we went to the Harry Potter themed quiz there last week.
Yeah, only so I could shout, "This is shit!" and then storm out.
Yeah, I really feel like you got me there under false pretenses.
Still not okay with that.
He is Aragorn, son of Arathorn.
Wait.
An odd naming convention, but one I'm tempted to try for myself. I mean, if Kelly and I had had kids, we were going to call it Gandalf.
I wanted a kid called Eldon.
My son's name is Gimchi. Sounds delicious.
My dad loved Lego.
Yeah, good of you to come round, Legolas and Gimli. Not seen you for ages.
I wasn't really bothered to watch the bits I'm not in. Those bits of shit.
I think you'll find there's some rather wonderful world building in that first hour.
Nah, it totally sucks. All the stuff I'm in is rad, though.
Have a dad. I will.
Fun little behind-the-scenes tidbit. Peter Jackson told me to subtly find a way to address Legolas by name in the scene. Because it was going to be his first scene and he wanted to make sure the viewer was clued up on who everyone was without it being too clunky or exposition.
Masterfully done. He asked you to do it in Elvish, which very few people understand.
Yeah, but Legolas is Legolas in Elvish.
He said something similar to me.
You have only one choice. The ring must be destroyed.
Why did he cut that?
I know. Feels like he's cheating the audience a bit there.
Yeah, the 2-hour presentation and lengthy discourse about why we can't take the eagles to Mordor. Or at the very least strap it to a deranged horse and point it in the direction of Orodruin.
People need something to argue about, eh?
One of you must do this.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, we just kind of assumed that. We didn't really consider any rogue choices, like Tom Bombadil.
That guy. They'd have heard him coming from the Gap of Rohan, singing about his stupid yellow boots.
Yeah, he put the ring on and didn't even go invisible or
I
nothing.
think someone being more visible isn't really an asset in a stealth mission.
Yeah, but less visible to ring range.
Oh, he's so visible. Both visually and auditorially, an eyesore. And an earsore. Sun shining off those yellow boots as the orcs turn him into a pincushion.
All right, stop going on about his boots.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
Yeah.
You could,
Feels like a moment we should comment on, doesn't it?
Very famous moment. Big meme.
So there really should be some sort of...
A witticism.
Yeah, some sort of witticism we could make.
Yeah. You can't think of anything. One does not simply do a witticism about the famous bit from the meme.
He'll have to do.
There is evil there that does not sleep. And the great eye. It is a barren wasteland.
Something about... No.
Oh, go on.
No, moment's gone.
I will be dead before I see the ring in the hands of an elf!
Every Grand Council.
Next one, I think we put a ban on mead.
Frodo is great. Who is that?
Well, that's Figwit.
Gandalf, I just want to say, I know these reaction videos we've been adopting a bit of a flippant tone, but that moment, what you do there is the finest bit of acting in the entire trilogy. I'm blown away by it every time I see it.
Oh, Aragorn. Thank you.
Because in that moment you know everything. You know the quest will take his life. You know Frodo knows that. You know there's no other way and that you must permit his sacrifice. And you show it so simply, so beautifully, with so little. I just think it deserves... What are you doing?
I'm recording a voice note so I can play it later to my dad and brother.
Okay, look. If you can't just take a compliment without using it for your own gain, then forget it.
Oh no, come on, just finish what you were saying.
No, you've ruined it.
You were saying how brilliant I am, or something?
Be quiet. Trying to watch.
You have my soul.
A powerful moment.
No, I meant he had it, literally. He said he wanted to look at it before the council, so I lent it to him. I was just reminding him because I needed it back. To find orcs.
And you have my bow.
Yeah, he was a bit of a klepto, that kid. Didn't want to call him out on it in front of everyone, but felt like that was the only way to get it back.
If this is indeed the will of the council, then Gondor will see it done.
Well, don't sound too enthusiastic, Boromir.
Well, it wasn't.
No, indeed, it is hardly possible to separate you, even when he is summoned to a secret council, and you are not.
Bloody Hobbits, sneaking around, breaking promises, just generally being unreliable and sneaky and disgusting.
Well, they are. Stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason.
9 companions. So be it.
Considering 4 of them had proven themselves to be entirely incompetent at combat, there really was no reason it had to be 9.
9 ring raids, 9 companions. Thought it had a nice ring to it. Oh, pun.
No, I appreciate the symmetry. I'm just saying that nearly half of them, on a purely technical level, were crap. You have 5 chapters of skills and 4 burdens. 5 if you count the ring.
I decided before the council started that it was going to be 9. And also that it was going to be first come, first served.
That's how you decided the fate of Middle-earth. First come, first served. Guess at least it's even. Everyone pair off. 1 burden to every skilled chap.
They just came rushing out of the bushes. What was I supposed to do? Obviously, I was hoping for better, but beggars can't be choosers. And they did show up. Though I did fire my security team after this.
And if an orc had shown up, would you have let it in?
Maybe. I don't discriminate. Also, hobbits are small. But maybe they'll stab the Witch King in the shin or something.
You shall be the Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh. Oh, that's nice.
What is it?
It's a text from your brother congratulating me on saying the name of the film.
Did his eyes just change?
Yeah, they turned all Gollumy.
Why?
Oh, Boromir, you're always asking why this, why that. The ring turned Gollum into Gollum, didn't it? That begun to turn Bilbo into Gollum too. All ring paths lead to Gollum.
Yeah, but Gollum turned into Gollum over several hundred years, largely due to malnutrition, didn't he? You can't just have Gollum eyes for 1 second and then go back to normal, can you?
I don't know. It's magic or something.
Yeah, seems like a cop-out.
I'm sorry for everything.
And he lived happily ever after for the rest of his days.
With him, no oath nor bond is laid to go further than you will.
I felt like sacking it off after the first afternoon.
Imagine if we'd all done that. Frodo would have been f***ed.
Mordor, Gandalf. Is it left or right?
Left. Jeepers. Good thing you were there, Gandalf.
I know. He'd have been halfway to Fallington before he realised.
Our road turns east to Mordor.
Looks grim.
Those sausages had been out of the fridge for 8 days. Pippin's idea. Like the Falls of Rorus, both ends.
You have a fry-up every day.
Yeah, we did.
Good. Very good.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think the Fellowship could have done with a few less members who actively required training on the job.
Pippin was a great student, actually, Gandalf.
Oh, why don't you marry him then, if you love him so much?
I don't want to marry him.
What was it like camping with the Fellowship then, Gandalf?
Mixed bag. Gimli wasn't very good at burying his poo, and Legolas didn't realise that the tents aren't soundproof.
What do you mean about my tent not being soundproof?
When you think you're having a sly tug in your tent, Legolas, everyone can hear you. You know that? No, it's the fact that he's like, for some reason just...
I'll do both.
You know when you think you're having a sly tug in your tent, Legolas? Everyone can hear you.
Boromir, please. There's no need to be coarse.
See, the honeymoon period didn't last long.
Oh, hobbits get terribly grouchy without their home comforts. Always kicking people in the back of the leg.
Crabine from Dunland!
Did you say crows?
Oh, gee, yeah, I could have said they were crows, couldn't I, Boromir? Except they weren't crows. They were Crabane from Dunland. Oh, what, you think I should have said crows too?
I know better than to say anything.
I suppose I should have said big flying plums as well, should I?
Why would you say big flying plums?
Well, it would have been about as accurate as saying crows, because they weren't crows.
Yeah, but they're more like crows than they're like big flying plums, though.
Actually, the plum is the closest living relative to the Crabane from Dunland, so it would have been fine, actually.
Right. Lovely to have you over, Legolas.
We must take the pass of Caradhras.
Looks all right. Wait, did you wash your clothes? I mean, Gimli honked even. Damn it. Wait, did you wash your clothes? I mean, Gimli, for fuck's sake. Just the fact that he sat right there as well. Wait, you did wash your clothes, right? I mean, Gimli honked even at the council.
Yeah, I mean, the washing was fine. It was the drying that... I'd just done a big wash. Then, yeah, of course we have to take the blooming path of Caradhras. Try drying your clothes in a freezing blizzard.
As you wish. I care not.
And the Razzie Award for the worst actor goes to...
What, me? I didn't care about the ring.
Yeah, right.
Seriously, I wasn't that bothered about the ring. Actually, until we started watching this, I'd completely forgotten there even was a ring.
So, Gandalf, you tried to lead...
No, you spoke crow.
Yes, started during the Great Plague, then just kept my hand in. I spend a week in a fir tree every year just so I'm ticking over.
Oh, yeah? Say something in bird.
Tweet, 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 tweet. Tweet, 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 tweet.
You're lucky I don't know any bird. You could be saying anything.
And if that fails, where then will you
Gandalf! You didn't tell us that Saruman was telepathically communicating with you during the mission.
Wasn't malicious telepathy, just catch-ups.
What?
Do not seriously think that a little betrayal to the Dark Lord Sauron would get in the way of our catch-ups, did you? There are none who can.
Yeah, we catch up most days. Have done for an age.
Didn't really need to send those crows after you, to be honest. They need the exercise.
You mean Crebain from Dunland?
No, those were crows.
Oh. Easy mistake to make.
If the mountain defeats you...
You're all so heavy-footed. I felt like Hannibal taking the elephants over the Himalayas.
That looks unpleasant. Especially if you don't own shoes.
It's the altitude that gets out. You have a banging headache. And if I'd known we'd be taking the path of Caradhras, I'd have brought a blooming coat. I had one thin robe, and the rest was shorts.
We really should have put more thought into the packing.
How were the rest of you so well prepared?
Well, Elrond warned us how hard the road would be.
I'm sure you said just pack for glamping.
I said make sure you pack Glamdry.
Great.
If the mountain defeats you, will you risk a more dangerous road?
So these catch-ups were mostly just... what? You teasing him?
More or less. Pointing out all the things he was doing wrong, having a bit of cheeky fun.
Wow. You guys are hilarious.
All I can remember is everything shriveling. You know, the Michelin Man.
Legolas, you know, if you're so damn fleet of foot, you could have taken one of the 2 hobbits I was carrying.
No point us all being tired.
Shadow and flame.
Went through chuffing Moria. That was not the plan.
And what else do you suggest? If you say eagles, I'm actually gonna scream.
Go through the mines of Moria. Let the ring bearer decide.
Why did you let the bearer decide?
Decision fatigue.
You just let one of the burdens make a key decision because you were tired.
You know, Boromir, if you did any planning for this trip...
Whoa! I'd have done some planning for it if you'd asked me.
Well, that's the point. I shouldn't need to ask. You should just do it.
Gandalf, we appreciate everything you did to plan this trip.
Kept saying we should go to my city with free accommodation.
Feel from outside the Fellowship, and a fear from within.
Who were you referring to?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Doesn't sound like general advice.
Probably Merry.
Merry.
Yeah, he was going for thirds on the fry-ups before others had even finished their first.
Andy took the crispiest bacon.
Oh, I actually like my bacon less done.
Weird.
What are you going to do then?
Knock your head against these doors, Peregrine Took.
Another one for the tally. What?
You know what? You're so lucky he didn't include that.
Include what?
Using Pippin as a battering ram for over an hour.
Gandalf.
Well, had anyone thought of a better use for him? Huh?
Mines are no place for a pony.
Bye-bye, Bill.
Is that 8? Now that's a big one.
What's the Elvish word for friend?
Melon.
Very clever. Fiendishly clever.
How long did that take you?
Oh, about 3 hours.
3 hours?
Well, I assume they wouldn't use a password where the actual password is included in the password hint.
Probably how the gobbles got in the first place. Dad told Balin he should have used the auto-strong password.
That's what I was assuming.
Amon Ethenin Edrathamin.
Roughly translates to M hashtag capital P 52S @AP $V.
It's usually at least 9 characters. I must include a hobbit, a dwarf, and a special character.
Ooh, like a wizard?
Yes, Gandalf. You're a special character.
Ugh, this reminds me of that time in the other flat when you all came to my gig.
And just where might you be sneaking off to?
Just heading out for some solar beers down by the river.
But Charlie treads so loudly, I could have heard he was leaving in the dark.
Oh, you can keep your forked tongue behind your teeth. What about 3 nights ago? Do you remember? 2 a.m.?
Oh, all my keys.
Safe. I was worth a friend.
Is it, Buddy? Guy? Oh, it's, watermelon.
It's a regular melon.
Melon.
How can you keep forgetting your keys? They're words.
I'm old, and you can only speak English.
Classic Englishman.
Okay, well, we just headed out.
Give me that. Oh, you're doing a stand-up gig. Oh my God, you look nervous. Why do you look so nervous?
I'm not. I'm just,
Oh, we should come. I'm going to bring everyone from my fellowship.
That's why I didn't tell anyone.
Oh, fine. But the 3 of us are coming. I've been watching so much Jimmy Carr. Oh, when do we heckle?
No, you're not supposed to heckle.
Oh, right. So the audience thinks it's organic. I knew I'd been saving the rotting veg at the bottom of this fridge for something.
Gandalf,
no. Gandalf. He's not funny.
Thank you very much for that reception. My favourite impression to do is Gandalf, the wizard. He's always smoking weed, isn't he, Gandalf? You never see him without that pipe. Must be hard to get hold of a dealer in the Shire, though.
Good morning. Do you have Old Toby, finest pipeweed in the South, I think? Cool. Sound. Absolutely buzzing. We'll take a 20 baggins. And a 20 baggins of Coke. And don't be cutting with any of that Barocca shit. If my piss glows orange, I'll know. Is that how you see me? You just think of me as some Dubison pothead.
It was for comedic effect.
It's not even accurate. I mean, it sounds like it was written by someone who's never bought drugs in their life.
I mean, I haven't.
And you know what? These comments are bang on. The Shire is actually the easiest place to get weed. It's their main export.
Oh, I know, right? It's like you're saying, oh, it must be hard to get hold of a croissant dealer in France.
Or a misogyny dealer in Italy.
Jokes don't have to be factually correct.
Yeah, but as an audience, we expect a bare minimum of due diligence. I mean, it's so easy to play to the crowd with Bilbo bollocks
Right,
like
okay.
that.
If you think it's that easy, there's an open mic in Hobbiton tomorrow. You want to do it?
You know what? I will. You didn't think I was going to do it, but I actually will. Because of which, that's the difference between an elf and a hobbit. Because he's so small, because he's a hobbit. Oh no, you got that one, didn't you? Oh, jeez, that light is bright. What was that? Oh, sorry, I thought you said something. I mean, that one was really just for Otto Proudfoot. Right, no, support the hecklers. He was, yeah, that was pretty good. You know what, just took the lot of ears.
No, okay, all right, okay, come on, guys. That was his first time. It's not as easy as it looks, okay? That was very brave.
My friend is the home of my cousin.
Wow, cool, you turn the lights on. What a shock.
Oh, so you'd rather it be pitch black?
No. What? Did we ever find out what that thing was?
Otter in the water, I think.
Well, yeah. That's just a description of what it does. What is it?
Was it to do with the goblins or what?
Well, it's just the squid monster that lives outside the mine.
Sure, but in general the world building is consistent enough that it never feels like something turns up just because the writer or God wanted it there. Like, are there any other squid monsters anywhere? Never saw any others.
Maybe it escaped from a lab.
Well, that raises more questions than it answers.
Well, would it have helped if I'd said, it's the legendary squid monster that lives outside the mines?
Yeah. Would have just provided some helpful context.
Causing us to be attacked by a giant lethal squid monster, that should count for more than one.
Still only counts as one.
Alright, 12-0.
What's this nil in the scoring system? I mean, how does Pippin get a point?
If he does something good, I guess. Oh, my goodness, a black screen symbolizing death, paralysis, the end of the road. Looks like the Fellowship are in need of a hero of great magical power to get them out of this one.
You turned the lights on again, didn't you?
I did, yes. It was,
One choice.
Truly awe-inspiring.
Wait, you're not even doing that. You're just turning the brightness up.
Well, this is just doing magic in post.
We must face the long dark.
Okay, that's too much.
Be on your guard.
And I can feel a draft. Who was the last? Boromir, you were the last one in. Shut the door.
No, I wasn't the one.
I'll get it. And you say our magic is useless.
Yeah, mildly useful, but they're both demigods.
There are older and fouler things than orcs in the deep places of the world.
Really got it in for orcs, haven't you? Milady doth protest too much.
I don't miss her. I haven't even seen her since Bilbo's 76.
If you ever hear Gandalf complaining about orcs, just replace the word orc with my ex-ghost.
So much hair on the carpet. Orcs.
I have no memory of this place.
This from the man who had to spend 17 years reading a book about things he himself did because he'd forgotten them all. Shocking.
Oh, you try remembering every detail of your life when you smoked as much old Toby as I have, right?
That was your choice.
Yeah, we're all suspicious he just wanted another spliff break.
He will never be rid of his need for...
Not Gollum.
No?
No, scheduling conflicts. He was supposed to be in this scene, but he was doing a press junket. So PJ just got a close-up of a frog and hoped nobody would be able to tell.
Pity Bilbo didn't kill him when he had the chance.
Pity. Many that live deserve death. And some that die deserve life. Can you give it to them, Frodo? Do not be too eager to deal out death and judgment.
Bit unpleasant, pulling rank on him like that.
What's the fun in learning all the wisdom of an age if you can't take the moralistic high road every now and again?
Well, I don't want to have to listen to you complain about how you don't get invited to dinner parties no more. I'll have to hear about the Sykes-Picot agreement one more time.
My heart tells me that Gollum has some part to play yet, for good or ill.
How did you know about the part he would play?
Read the scripts, didn't I?
Scripts? Was this written?
Well, sort of. The adventure unfolded semi-organically, but PJ kind of manipulated the events for clickable moments. Really got his oar in, pulled a bunch of strings, manufactured a few memes for good or ill. Really grim a worm turned in.
I wish none of this had happened.
So do all who live to see such times. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us.
Beautiful words.
Got it from a fridge magnet.
Seriously?
You thought I came up with that?
I assumed. Yeah.
Nope, fridge magnet. HMV.
If you die to the Enoch, always follow your nose.
I was on fire that day. Just banging out the iconic quotes. Meme after meme after meme.
Is that really your default navigation?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're banging your horse and cart round a roundabout at 40, and you don't know which turning to take. You're smelling the route.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Like you're a dog.
Try it.
Yeah, but honestly, to me, the A62 and M3 smell pretty much the same. Just like motorways.
No one can compete with my whimsy.
But you mean you? When I think of whimsy, I don't think of you.
What? People always tell me I'm the most whimsical being they know.
I always thought of Boromir as the whimsical one.
Yeah, he's got that sort of gritty whimsy. None of that try-hard whimsy.
Try it! You can't be gritty and whimsical.
To be honest, in this fellowship, when it comes to whimsicality, I don't think you're making the top half.
You're being ridiculous. I'm the only one who consistently makes offbeat comments about following your nose or never been late.
Do you want to press play?
Now that's whimsy.
Yeah, you know it.
Oh.
Yeah, there you can hear it.
Wow.
This is outrageous. This is outrageous.
Always winds him up.
A little bit dark in there, don't you think, Boromir?
Yeah. Definitely time for some more of your immense otherworldly powers. Oh, yeah. Big risk. Don't want to use up all your energy on these arcane spells.
Well, there's an eye-opener and no mistake.
It must have looked truly beautiful in its day, when it still had the decor and all the mod con.
What mod con?
Well, presumably before the goblins had come, I don't know. Cushions, nice lamp, a couple of throws, a mini fridge, a big mirror to bring more light into the room.
No, it was just like that. That's what it always looked like.
Seriously? A big cold
But it's banned on
stone room?
Thursdays, isn't it, babe?
That was
On
the
Thursdays
place
we
you
have.
all hung out.
It's got sort of like a mythic where we have to sit by
Where'd you keep the Xbox?
We didn't have to each other's eyes and talk like we would sing songs and tell tales. It must have been very hard for you, Gimli. A cocktail of emotions. I've been holding in a turd since Caradhras. Your eyes were watering.
He is dead then. Oh, no. It's as I feared.
You're like there's something else I should have said there.
Dead as a doorknob?
We must move on. We cannot linger.
Yeah. It really feels like we're forgetting something. Sorry for your loss, Gimli. That would have been nice. Ah, yes, that's it. God, we just completely ignored you, didn't we? I was literally surrounded by the corpses of my family and friends, and one of you just said, yeah, I thought they might be dead. And another one of you just went, come on, hurry up.
Okay, yeah. That wasn't great.
Cannot get out. A shadow moves.
Sorry, guys, just got to get all this down.
Oh, shit, what was that shadow? What the hell's going on? Balin, stop writing in your book and help us deal with this damn shadow.
Yeah, sorry, 2 minutes. There is a shadow.
Balin, we could really do with some help over here.
We're one man short. If only we had one more dwarf in this phalanx. Here come some goblins. Oh, one of them has chopped my mate's head off. Truly awful. I'll be there in a sec.
Fool of a took. Throw yourself in next time and rid us of your stupidity.
Well, of course I look like a twat when they take it out of context. They don't show all the piss-annoying things he was doing before. Like, they don't show the scene where he undercooks the sausages and the entire fellowship has it coming out both ends.
Gosh.
He gave away our position. I basically died because of what he just did.
Yeah, but you didn't know that at the time. I mean, he made a big mistake, but your reaction to it was to tell the guy to literally kill himself.
Yeah. Uncool, Gandalf.
Pippin is an asshole. I'm not going to apologize for anything I said to him.
let me get this straight. The goblins of Moria are primed to immediately go to a war footing if they hear any noise.
That's right, because it could be an intruder.
But it could have been a rat, couldn't it? Or a cleaner goblin who accidentally stumbled and knocked the skeleton into the well. How many times do you think they storm into rooms with an angry cave troll behind them, screaming for battle, only to find it's their cousin Fredogorg in there?
Sorry, guys, I tripped. Oh, and you've roused the troll as well. Sorry. Yeah. It's, that one's on me.
Waste of time and energy.
We should have all pretended to be their cousin, Frengelgorg.
Hindsight is wonderful, isn't it? Well, maybe if there'd been something useful in that textbook.
Get back! Stay close to Gandalf!
Again, I don't want to beat this drum to death, but it does seem to undermine the point of the Fellowship when it contains members who actively have to be told not to get involved.
Probably should have had greater quality control for membership. Trial shift or two.
They have a cave troll.
Looming heck, Boromir. Our hobbit's courage hangs by a thread. And you start spouting about cave trolls.
To the devil you know, then the devil you don't.
Still better than Gandalf criticizing our barricade. At least you were trying to be constructive.
One of them jokers that came out. What do you think? What good is this? What's this? That's typical elf work.
We'll count up how many goblins you killed, Mr. Turning the Lights On.
Let them come. There is one dwarf yet in Moria who still draws breath.
And it breathes so loudly, they could have shot him in the dark. You live your whole life running around Moria, at the slightest noise constantly getting called to arms in the middle of the night. Finally, there are enemies to kill, a chance for deeds of renown and valor, and you got shot before you get through the door.
Didn't get to shoot his shot, because he got shot.
1-0.
Shut up, Legolas.
I don't think any of us really appreciated it at the time, but that was a special group of fighters.
Hadn't been for injuries to key players, we'd have gone all the way.
Yes.
Talking about Boromir.
Boromir?
I mean, I was in my prime, in my 40s. You should have retired a millennia ago.
Boromir? You said they had a cave troll when we were barricading the door.
Yeah, he was bringing up the rear.
And yet it took a full minute of door breaking and fighting before it actually came in.
Maybe he was nervous. Cave trolls are shy.
It's nerve-wracking going into your first big battle. He was probably looking in the mirror, telling himself he was a big, strong boy and could take on the world if he wanted.
Ah, great. Now I feel sorry for the big lug.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Boromir, sir. Stop me becoming mashed taters.
You weren't a potato then, Sam.
Right, yes. Sorry, forgot when it happened.
You're welcome.
Thank you, my brother, my captain, my king. Stop me becoming sliced taters. Oh, fine.
That was wicked.
Ah, enjoying the film now, are we, Legolas?
There was just so much talking. This is the stuff people want to see. 8-1, by the way. Typical wizard work. 17, 18, 19, 22.
Wow. Triple arrow.
Yes. God damn it, I looked hot doing that.
Shut up, Legolas.
I think I'm getting the hang of this.
I can't believe that what was definitely the most traumatic moment of my life up to that point, I had the time and energy to do a quip.
Very own Spider-Man over here.
Seemingly included that one. I actually went a bit quip mad in that fight. It's the only way I could deal with how terrifying it was.
What were your other quips?
Well, at one point, after hitting another orc with my frying pan, I shouted, "Sorry to hear that your new album has been panned."
Why would an orc have a new album?
Well, yeah, I guess that's why they cut it.
Thank goodness he was wearing that mithril shirt.
There have been horrific blunt force trauma from that blow. I mean, I get the mithril stopped it from penetrating the skin, but you'd think the sheer pressure of that would rupture a lung or something.
You can't die if there hasn't been any blood. Everyone knows that.
It's true. I'm a doctor. It's true. We're above making a joke about how it looked like he just came in his pants, right?
Well, you've gone and done it now, haven't you, Elrond?
Sorry.
We could have all made that joke in our heads and then felt bad about it. But you just had to go and say it, didn't you?
I just think it looked a bit like he came in his pants.
Don't keep saying it.
One hit KO, baby. Cool. Ice cool.
It was maybe a combination of all the various wounds we'd inflicted on it together. That's how I like to think of it.
Nah, you were all chasing your tails until I landed that sweet one hit KO. Got him right in his weak spot.
His bottom lip.
Famous troll weak spot. You stick a pin in their bottom lip and they go down like a sack of taters.
See, Legolas is still all eager.
Ego lass.
Shall we tot up the final scores then, Gandalf? And I got the biggest one. That should count for at least 5.
Mithril. You are full of surprises, Master Baggins.
Yeah, your eyes are saying something different, Gimli.
Well, I was thinking, hands off that shiny shirt, you thieving rat.
You know, if you'd given me the shiny shirt and the ring and Gandalf's staff and the blade that was broken reforged, I'd have had this wrapped up by now.
You know, Boromir, I know you're saying that as a joke, but you really gained my trust around this point. I finally came round that you had the Fellowship's best interests above your own.
Oh.
How'd they run off?
Demon of the ancient world.
They're not on the same team.
I don't think Balrogs really do teams.
Okay. I guess they only had swords, which would have been no more use here.
Also, did anyone else remember the smell?
Don't look at me!
You were very gassy from about day 4, and constantly complaining about the fry-up.
I remember it, but I wasn't completely certain it was Boromir.
Wait, do you all think that they ran off because I did some heroic eggy fart?
Oh, it could have been the sulphur smell from the Balrog.
Yes, it will have been. And I think you all owe me an apology.
I'm not apologising for thoughts.
You said the thoughts.
No, I very carefully didn't say anything that could be construed as an accusation. Stop just short.
Well, Legolas is shitting a brick.
Just because I actually understand what that truly means. If you knew, you would flee. And you would be right to do so.
All right. Just a joke. It's one of the last bits of adventuring I got to do on this quest. It's nice to watch it back and feel proud of what I was able to bring to the table, even if my time was cut short. Oh, that was embarrassing. Guess maybe I didn't actually bring all that much in the end.
Did your ancestors ever hear about banisters?
We're a macho folk. It's a branding thing.
You'd think of all the staircases in the whole place that might need extra consideration about guardrails and banisters. The one over the river of lava might be the one to prioritise.
Yeah, but the Balrog would just slide down our old banisters and catch us quicker.
Oh. Yeah, fair.
Get in! That was awesome.
Fake.
Oh, fuck off, Grandad. You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you just happened to fire off a quick shot in the spur of the moment, and Peter Jackson had a drone ready to follow the arrow's exact trajectory. Come off it. You and Jackson set that one up.
Still looks sweet as, though.
Nice one, Boromir.
I feel I've mentally retconned my entire part in this quest. I thought it was helpful. I'm really sorry, guys.
Nobody tosses a dwarf!
Change your tune on that one, haven't you?
Don't embarrass me in front of our friend.
What did you want him to grab, Gimli, if not the beard? Just the version where Jackson added music. Sort of takes attention out of it, doesn't it? I prefer the theatrical version.
Jackson really threw the kitchen sink at this sequence, huh? Goblins, arrows, lava river, dangerous staircase, perilous drop, pursuing demon, and then a physics puzzle to top it all off.
He's not much of a less is more guy.
How much of that stuff did old Tolkien get down? You were 3 seconds away from being crushed into dust.
Just as we went down some stairs, eh?
Funny how different people remember different things.
Narrow stairs.
Wait, is that another staircase?
Yeah, and it looks kind of safe and secure, with no perilous drops or lava. Gandalf, why did you make us go down the horrible staircase?
Oh, yeah, but that's the one the Balrog was going down, wasn't it?
But we were already ahead of the Balrog, and that dodgy staircase really slowed us down. It would have been much quicker and easier if we'd just gone for that one.
Closer you are to danger, the farther you are from harm. Now that's whimsy.
It feels like more time we could have been using to get away and make some distance between us and the Balrog.
Yes, but I had a plan, didn't I?
Oh?
Sprinting? You want to call me sprinting?
Yeah, but you got 2 left feet. You'd have been Balrog fodder.
Banisters, Gimli?
I think those ones just fell off.
But they build such a narrow bridge. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Can't sue if you fall 7 vertical miles into a plunge pool.
Wim Hof would beg to differ.
It wouldn't have gotten across that bridge anyway.
You reckon?
Definitely. That bridge is narrower than its foot. If it tried to cross, it would have just fallen off. To a creature that size, it's basically a tightrope.
I'm actually rather proud of this bit, Elrond. I'd say it's one of my big moments.
It's unnecessary to me. You could have legged it. He'd have just been there like this.
Gandalf! Oh, he does care. Now I feel bad.
About the poisonings and the stabbings and the thing.
I am a servant to the secret fire, wielder of the flame of our...
Uh-oh. Gandalf's turning his light on again. Bad boy Balrog, better watch out.
Flame of Udun!
Not so smug now, are you, Boromir? 7 of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Arnor, the dark fire, not a very...
I'm stunned.
There you are. I told you my magical powers were not to be sniffed at.
You're saying that all this time, your staff had the power to repel huge demonic flaming swords?
Yeah.
What else can it repel?
Huh?
Feels like that could have been a useful thing to have known before then. When we nearly lost our lives fighting those orcs, for instance.
That rather dilutes the effect of it being one of my most impressive displays of power if I just use it on any old goblin, doesn't it, Boromir? Also, it tires me out.
I feel like it could have come up when we were discussing what everybody's special skills were. Could maybe incorporate it into our plans a bit. You know? Come on, everyone get inside Gandalf's impenetrable bubble. But we could have used it like an umbrella on Caradhras.
I like surprises.
Go back to the shadow.
Feel if anything, he should get out more. Get some hobbies.
Go get some hobbies. It doesn't have the same effect.
Ah, what if he mishears you? And then flame whips one of the hobbits on your orders?
Bit kinky.
There, you see, Elrond. He cracked his whip at me. Clear intent to
You were
harm.
breaking and entering his home.
Shall not pass!
Oh,
Mr.
Oh,
Gandalf,
that's
sir.
Kids still got it.
Well, no, it was good. It was good. Charlie, did you get all those reactions for the video?
The audio messed up.
Oh, fuck off!
real solid you just did for the dwarves there, Gandalf.
Thank you, Elrond. Just a demon of the ancient world, Boromir, and Legolas.
Still only counts as one.
Alright, just step back from the ledge and not stand there like a wrinkly old prune, and you'll be home free.
Fly, you fools!
What did you say?
Oh yeah, keen to hear this.
Aye.
Well, there's a bit of a debate going on about whether you said run you fools or fly you fools, and what you really meant by that.
Well, I clearly didn't say run.
When there's no banisters.
So it was fly you fools.
Yeah. It was dual meaning. First of all, I wanted to make sure you made haste and got the Took out of there. Because the Balrog has wings, so I wasn't sure if he was just going to fly up and get you.
We had a 10-yard head start on him. We were fine.
Right, okay. What's the second meaning?
The second and more important secret meaning is I think you're all idiots. Okay.
Oh.
Staircase crumbling, hair straightening, frying pan wielding, snow tumbling. Aragorn's all right. Sausage undercooking, water disturbing, and the prizest ding-dong of them all, Gimli, for making us go in those Balrog-infested mines. Just a real bunch of fools. A lot is.
So the emphasis was about us all being fools? Nothing to do with taking the eagles to Mordor?
The eagles? You morons. Like I'd have sent Peregrine Took to treat with the eagles. They barely do me a favour when I'm in the most dire of need. I mean, training the moth alone would have taken months. Ridiculous.
Well, good, because I ain't no flyer. Oh no, I'd have walked and I'd just met you at Mordor.
Could you not have just pulled yourself up?
The mind was willing, but the flesh was weak.
Oh, you should see him in the gym these days. He only does back and buys.
Fly, you fools! Fly, you fools! Fly, you fools!
Kipping much?
I'm like 1 billion years old.
I just hope you have a Balrog-themed firework for your next birthday.
Oh, it's not funny when it's my trauma.
Classic free speech warrior.
Another one for the album.
Something, heck, Frodo. We spent hours on that in Rivendell. What don't you do if someone falls into a chasm? Go sprinting in after them. It's like if someone's drowning.
Cheapers, Aragorn. If you had taken one between the eyes for dawdling after my big sacrifice, I would not have been happy. That wasn't exactly flying.
He was trying to work out what you meant by flying.
Sam. We shouldn't have. Boromir. Oh, and Gimli. Thank you. Merry, a bit stoic for my liking, but Pippin. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, you should feel bad. Legolas. Oh yes, this is wonderful. No, I'm enjoying this. This is this is really something, isn't it? Oh.
Legolas, get them out.
Oh well, fuck you very much, Aragorn.
Excuse me?
Some of the worst funeral etiquette I've ever seen. Next. Always in such a rush. Can't you just give them a moment, for fuck's sake?
Give them a moment, for pity's sake.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
It's more or less what you were saying.
I can only tell you what I told Boromir. By nightfall, those hills would have been swarming with orcs.
I wanted to retrieve your body and give you a Viking funeral down the Anduin, but Legolas had run out of arrows.
Only other time in the whole story.
Frodo?
Oh, I feel like that grieving scene had a solid 45 minutes runtime in it. Maybe a lament or a song or two.
Oh, actually,
something poignant. Maybe something about how I was strong in life, and I will find my way to the hall of my forefathers.
Oh. Crap.
They say that a great sorceress lives in these woods.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm not in it for ages now.
You made us watch all that stuff with the Hobbits. None of us were in that bit.
I was in that bit.
Keep your tongue behind your teeth, Samuel. No one cares what you think.
I'm barely in it at all, my friend dear. But it's interesting to see what you lot get up to when I'm not around.
Don't you want to see how the Fellowship fared without you? You can compare and contrast our approach with your own leadership style.
Ah, it's 3 red shells in third. What?
Never mind. You bring great evil here, Ring-Bearer. So what's Galadriel's deal exactly? She knows absolutely everything that's going on. She's all-powerful. She can talk to anyone she likes in their head. She's aligned against Sauron.
One of the most powerful elves that ever lived.
She's also not really getting involved, doesn't want to help that much, actively messes with our heads and makes us feel unwelcome and spooked out, and hence that maybe she wants to rule the world instead.
She's sort of a law unto herself.
But we like her.
Oh, yeah. She's a hero.
Seems a bit of a dick to me. She offers no biscuits or nothing.
I have the eyes of a hawk and the ears of a fox.
How is that even possible? They're directly in front of you.
I was looking to the side. You can see that I was looking to the side.
Look at the angle of the arrows. They stood literally right there. Do you not see them in your peripheral vision?
We were being very sneaky. Legolas, tell him.
He's literally the least observant person in the entire world. He'll spend half an hour trying to get me to help him find his glasses. And then they'll be on his head.
Well, exactly. How am I supposed to see them up there? That's why I asked for your help.
The dwarf breathed so loud we could have shot him in the dark.
Aragorn, don't see you stepping in telling him that wasn't so courteous.
Come on, you are a bit of a mouth breather.
I didn't have my inhaler.
And you know what this dwarf says to that? Ish kakui, I dorog nul.
That was not so courteous.
What did you say?
He told him he'd spit on his grave and then make him a fragrant shakshuka.
Partially correct.
Caras Galathon, the heart of Elvendom on earth.
Just looked like a bunch of trees to me.
That's what an elven city is. Wonder where she bought her ring light.
It's a lovely soft light there.
I want one for my vlogs.
How are the vlogs going?
Charlie said by this point in the series we should be bringing in enough numbers to see some ad revenue out of them. But I haven't seen a penny yet.
Have you been embezzling Gandalf's ad money, Charlie?
Oh, YouTube algorithms can be pretty tricksy, so it could take a while before you cross the threshold and start to see tangible gains.
Okay. I trust you.
The enemy knows you have entered here.
Oh, which one of you blabbed?
Tell me, where is Gandalf? For I much desire to speak with him.
All I'll say is, if he was planning on speaking as slowly as that, I dodged a bullet not being there.
Every time there's a dinner party at Lothlórien, there's a big row in the cart on the way over about who's going to end up sitting next to Celeborn. You're basically signing away your entire evening.
I mean, it's
You say you went to a pop concert recently. Tell me more about that. What was the capacity of the venue? And was the merchandise reasonably priced?
Is this what you really think of me?
Oh, sure. That's a butt dial. Nobody cares. How everyone's just friends with you, Celeborn, to get close to Galadriel.
He was taken by both shadow and flame. A Balrog of Morgoth.
Doesn't she already know that?
Why would she know that, Samwise? Come on, keep up.
Well, she talked to Mr. Frodo in his head about how she knew he had the ring and she knew what he was up to. So can she see everything that's going on, or can't she?
I can only assume that her telepathic powers can't penetrate as far underground as Moria. And Moria has notoriously bad signal.
Hello? Hello, yes. I'd like to order 9 margaritas and a bottle of...
Repeat the order.
9 margarita pizzas.
Calm, can you... Again?
I want to order some food.
Calm.
Do you deliver to Moria?
Delivery, extra.
Yeah, that's fine. Right, look, there's an angry squid just outside the doors, but don't worry about him. He doesn't bite. The password is melon, so you can just leave them in the foyer.
Target.
Endlessly into the net of Moria.
Before Frodo signed it off, I was just spitballing. Ridiculous.
Needless were none of the deeds of Gandalf in life.
Oh, yeah? What about the thousands of years smoking doobies in the Shire?
You do not yet know their true purpose.
To take the edge off.
To take the edge off, yes. Now you know.
And in all lands, love is now mingled with grief.
Nothing wrong with a bit of greasy love.
She said grief.
Oh, griefy love. No, yeah, that's not ideal.
Without Gandalf, hope is lost.
I was doing my best.
Wasn't so easy, was it, Aragorn?
So many personalities to manage.
Good training for being king, though. How is being king?
It's not what I thought it would be. My predecessor spent all the taxes on extravagant funerals instead of infrastructure.
Tonight, you will sleep.
Welcome, Frodo.
What did she say in your head, Boromir? Seemed to cause quite a reaction.
She just read out an exact transcript of my browsing history.
Quite the reality check, that.
I was trying to look for a flashlight. And where I'm from, BBC stands for British Broadcasting Corporation.
Yet hope remains, while the company is true.
Sam? Pfft. Good on you, I guess.
Don't mention his fireworks. The finest rockets ever seen. They burst in stars of blue and green, where after thunder, silver showers came falling like a rain of flowers. Oh, that doesn't do them justice by a long road.
Wow.
300 lives of men I've walked this earth, and that's all any of you could come up with. Elrond, how long have you known me? Oh, you weren't there.
I thought we'd just do one big group funeral at the end, once we knew everyone who had died.
Oh, how very efficient of you, Aragorn.
We'd dig a big pit. We'll make a day of it.
These borders are well protected.
I will find no rest here.
Ah, you eat too late. You should get a blue light for us.
Think he means his inner demons.
My father is a noble man. His rule is failing.
What are you looking for, Gandalf?
Well, just looking up the definition of noble. See if it includes burning your child alive at the stake.
You're sort of implied in the wider applications of the word.
It's not coming up. And are you sure you didn't mean your father is a knob of a man?
Will you look into the mirror?
I don't understand why she calls it a mirror.
Well, it functions like a mirror, doesn't it?
What? It shows you your reflection.
Well, no, not your reflection.
If you bought a mirror off Amazon and it turned up and it was just a jug of water, and when you looked at it you saw your own death, but you get a refund.
Well, she can't say, will you look into my jug, can she? That doesn't sound very magical.
I wouldn't mind a look at Galadriel's jugs.
Get out! Get out!
Seriously?
Yeah, go on, get out. You can come back next week. I will not have misogyny like that in my watching party.
I mean, you have created a bit of a boys' club here, Gandalf.
Maybe you should invite some more women.
We all only know 3.
Things that were, things that are, and some things that have not yet come to pass.
What's everyone's obsession with making things sound fancier than they need to be? That's just past, present, future. Just say past, present, future. Bagum, welcome to Boromir's house. Look into me jug. It will show you the past, the present, and, wait for it, future.
Read a book, Boromir.
This is classism. I am a noble man.
Like watching Fox News.
Typical selfish aristocrat. Suddenly now the Shire might end up in trouble he cares. Never mind what happens to Gondor. Only what's in your own backyard. It's our blood being spilt.
He will try to take the ring. You know of whom I speak.
Good old Frodo. Always loved that kid.
Who's she talking about? Who's trying to take the ring?
No.
Right. What are you all looking at each other for? Did someone try to take the ring from Frodo, didn't they? Was it Pippin? I bet it was Pippin. Probably chucked him down a well for good measure.
If you ask it of me, I will give you the One Ring.
Don't tempt her, Frodo!
Frodo! Who else did you freely offer the ring to?
Am I the only one he didn't offer it to?
You wanted it too much.
How does it change into that breastplate so quickly? Where does that come from? It's a heck of a quick change.
To bear a ring of power is to be alone.
And she'd know. She's one of the bearers of the 3 great rings.
Yeah, but she's got a husband.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Though you speak so slowly, it must feel like you are alone.
This task was appointed to you, and if you do not find a way, no one will.
And who appointed the task?
It was kind of both of us.
He volunteered willingly.
Yeah, but we incepted it with that big council charade.
Yeah, I feel guilty every day.
Even the smallest person can change the course of the future.
That is incredibly condescending.
Yeah, I don't think he was thinking he couldn't change the course of the future.
Even the fattest, smelliest, ugliest person isn't a completely wetless worm.
Do you know how the orcs first came into being? They were elves once.
Kelly, Stephen. Can't help but notice that your conversations with Lert seem to consist of you asking him questions, then just answering them because he hasn't said anything in response.
He was a loyal soldier, but a terrible conversationalist.
How often did you try to chat to him?
I didn't have anyone else to talk to anymore, so I'd often invite him up to my room for tea. But he'd just stand there staring at the wall and snarling. It was incredibly awkward.
It sounds excruciating.
Do you know how the orcs came into being? It really was a last-ditched attempt to get some decent chat going. If you could only eat food of one color, which color would you choose? Who would win in a fight between the exhibits at the Science Museum and the exhibits at the Natural History Museum? Have you ever been to Disney World? Imagine how much awkward small talk you'd have to get through to get to the point where you have to ask them if they'd be interested to know the origin of their own species.
Well, maybe having to make small talk with orcs all day is the price you pay for throwing your lot in with the Dark Lord, Saruman. We could have talked about anything you wanted if you hadn't betrayed me. And my answers would have been yellow, by the way. A natural history museum. Hands down. They have a T-Rex.
The Science Museum has a nuclear bomb.
Check and made.
You see, it's a good question.
Perfected.
How did you perfect them?
But I bred orcs with goblin men.
Isn't that cruel on the orc? Like pugs?
It's less cruel than breeding a cockapoo.
There's no need to be coarse.
My fighting Uruk-hai.
What does Uruk-hai mean?
It means orc folk in the black speech.
That's what you called them. Orc folk.
It's a good name.
Not very imaginative.
Oh, I'm sorry. What would you have called them then?
I don't know. Something more creative. The big bug boys.
The big bugs boys.
I just think that breeding your own race of orcs and then calling them orc folk is a bit rubbish. Bob Dylan could just about get away with that name for a new album. If I bred a new race of elves and then just called them elf guys, I'd feel like I'd slightly dropped the ball on the name, that's all.
So you would call them the big bugs boys?
Yeah, that was just my first one. Something better would have come up.
Whom do you serve? Saruman.
First thing you said all day. Real relief. Finally broke the ice.
Any particular reason for the white hands, Saruman?
Oh, not this again.
But how many gallons of paint do you think would do the faces of a 10,000 strong army?
Doing their entire faces.
That was my intention. My name is Saruman the White, you see. So I want to paint their faces white, so everybody knows it's my army.
You're gonna struggle to paint 10,000 faces white on a budget of £500. Can you maybe scale things back a bit? Just paint part of the faces.
Could I paint 10,000 hands on 500 pounds?
It'd be tight, but I think I could sort a discount for you that just make that possible if you've got small hands.
Well then, we'll do that.
You do not know pain, you do not know fear.
Why even mention them then?
What do you mean?
If you've bred them to not feel pain or fear, surely the best course of action is to not mention those concepts, so they remain completely alien to them. If you introduce them to the abstract concepts of pain and fear, but then tell them, oh, don't feel that, though, I mean, you're sort of making a rod for your own back, aren't you?
That's a good point. They might be thinking, well, first I didn't feel pain or fear, but now you told me that some things can be scary and painful. I'm scared.
Bring them to me alive and unspoiled.
In what way were you worried they would spoil him?
They might buy him unearned gifts, or give him sugary sweets that would rot his teeth, or eat his legs.
May these cloaks help shield you from unfriendly eyes.
Yeah, keep gulping, Boromir. Lighten up.
How many did you eat? 4.
Not having that one.
Eating a month's worth of supplies for breakfast. 12-0.
Have you run out of those nice shiny daggers?
Ungrateful little nasty hobbitses.
It's just... can't stab no one with no rope.
Well, you just have to get creative, won't you? This is for my old gaffer. You know, just that's what war's about, isn't it?
I have nothing greater to give than the gift you already bear.
What do you get the kid who has everything?
I think she just forgot I was there.
And what did you want?
Or to fall into darkness with all that is left of your kin. I give you the light of Erendir.
Who's got the better magic that basically amounts to lights going on and off? You or Galadriel?
It's completely different. I can make light come out of my staff, whereas Galadriel makes light come out of her little bottle. Magic takes many different forms. Well, that was awkward.
You know when you make eye contact with someone on the bus?
But with elvish eyesight, that must happen all the time.
I will not lead the ring within 100 leagues of your city.
Why not?
Because it would corrupt the hearts of men.
We could have set a rule. No one can have the ring. And then burrowed under Mordor, you know, like moles.
Shut up, Boromir. For once, I agree with Boromir.
What?
Really?
No, obviously not. It's somehow worse than the Eagle's idea.
Oh.
Long have I desired to look upon the kings of old. My kin.
Nobody was stopping you.
No, but I'd been busy.
You'd spent a few decades just wandering around in the wilderness, hadn't you? Surely you could have just gone and had a look at them. Any time you wanted. Bring a picnic. Make a day of it.
Yeah, but you know how it is. Life just gets in the way.
You've got to book these things in the diary or they never happen. June 12th, go see the Argonath. Bring sandwiches. It's as simple as that.
Oh, yes? Just a simple matter of finding our way through...
Oh, you've changed your tune, Gimli. 1 minute it's all, let's go through Moria. There'll be mead and red meat off the bone. Then as soon as someone wants to go somewhere you don't want to go, it's all, that sounds shit. Those rocks look sharp. That swamp is smelly. Cheer up.
I think my underwear was chafing me that day. I was just in a bad mood.
Orcs patrol the eastern shore. We must wait for cover of darkness.
It is not the eastern shore that worries me.
Whoa. Legolas? That sounds like there's someone in the Fellowship that you don't trust. I didn't know this. Why didn't you talk to me about this?
Seriously. So, who's that at this time of night? Okay, I'm coming. Faramir, great to see you.
Mithrandir, it's good to see you. But I can't come in, I mustn't.
What are you talking about? I've invited you.
I'm not worthy. I'm just a speck of mud on your shoe.
Right, this is going to get old pretty quickly.
Righto. Oh, Boromir, you're here.
Oh. Hello, little brother. How's it going?
Good, thanks, boss. But you've been working on a couple of really cool projects recently.
It's great, Faz. What sort of thing?
Oh, they're very early days yet, but things in the pipeline.
That's great. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Boz and Faz.
On edge much? What was everyone's problem that day? Everyone's got ants in their pants.
You were concerned about your intentions.
Me? I'm the one you didn't trust. Well, this is a pretty horrible thing to find out third hand. Why didn't you just talk to me about it? What intentions?
Your intentions regarding the ring.
Which ring? The One Ring? The all-powerful Dominion Ring? Come off it. If I remember rightly, I had a really nice talk with Frodo about how best to find firewood.
Wait, so Boromir and Frodo managed to sneak off without anyone noticing? Aragorn, how did you allow that?
Jeez, Gandalf, I had my hands full. The Hobbits were banging on about pre-dinner, supper adjacent to something stupid, so...
I do have the eating schedule of a bodybuilder.
Fellowship does fight on its stomach.
Mary kept asking for a cheese ball.
Especially a Hobbit fellowship.
So I spent the first few hours that evening downriver.
I'm waiting any second they're gonna say I have to go back to work.
Catch anything good?
No. Not a bite. I thought I had a big one, but turns out it was just Gollum. It was the first time I really appreciated everything you did as lead fellow.
Ah, ha, ha, ha. It's not so easy, is it?
Jeez. Don't have to be so smug.
None of us should wander alone. You least of all. So much depends on you, Frodo.
Actually, now I think on it, I think our conversation was really quite boring. Maybe we should fast forward.
We'll be watching this scene properly, Boromir.
I can't even remember what we talked about. I think we just talked about our favourite Cat Stevens albums.
Love orc folk.
Why you seek solitude? You suffer.
Sorry, Yusuf, yeah. He changed his name to Yusuf, didn't he?
You sure you do not suffer needlessly?
Oh, that's a really nice thing of me to say. Really considerate of me. What a strong bond of fellowship I'm demonstrating here. But should we crack on with that fast forward?
Mm-hmm.
Warning? Against what?
Ooh.
I ask only for the strength to defend my people.
Oh, would you look at that? I've been working so hard to collect firewood to keep us all warm, and did such a good job finding so much wood that it became too heavy for me and I had to drop it.
It looked a bit like you were getting angry, Boromir.
I don't get angry. I get tired and droppingly.
You do have a bit of a short fuse, but this, even for you, this is...
What? Are you angling for a nugget?
If you would but lend me the ring. No.
Lend the ring?
Yeah. I'd overthrow Sauron and give it back.
Boromir, we're not talking about a toothbrush here.
You will take the ring, and you will beg for death before the end.
I'll just, it's good for him to know the consequences to every decision that he makes.
It couldn't be mine. It should be mine. Give it to me.
Try to mug him.
It was not a mugging.
A failed mugging.
This is beyond the pale. Mugging a hobbit. Good thing I took him to one of the self-defense classes.
I was not trying to rob him. I was trying to help him.
Touché.
You tried to take the ring from Frodo.
Sorta, yeah. Don't tell Dad.
After swearing an oath to protect him.
Yeah.
Kind of thing Father would like, to be honest.
Oh. Well, tell him then.
Men.
Right. We're weak and greedy.
Kick in the nuts. Only way to deal with the turn-cloaked favoured son of Grundle, apparently.
Wait. Am I the favoured son?
Yes.
Oh. I never noticed.
Curse you! Curse you! And all the halflings!
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Obviously didn't mean you, Sam.
Well. Who did you mean?
The little one, with the brown hair. Frodo? Rimbon? Yeah, it was Rimbon, wasn't it?
If there was need to go to Rivendell, maybe I should have gone in his stead.
You wish that now? That our places had been exchanged.
Let's go and wait to see how this plays out.
See? I did feel bad about it. That's mitigation right there.
Oh yeah?
It was a moment of weakness. But I'd like to think that my contributions to the mission won't be defined by that one moment. I'd like to think people will remember all the other great deeds I performed that were worthy of song.
Such as?
I think barricaded a door or something at some point.
Sounds like a nailed-on number one.
Oh, barricaded door in the mountain below. See? He's taking the ring to Sauron.
I think that should be a bit of a hint that you're not the best company. If he'd rather go have a chat with Sauron.
It has taken Boromir.
Where is the ring?
Realize I said it as aggressively as that.
See? It's easy to lose control of your tone. Maybe you're just as guilty of him going off on his own as I am.
I take your point, but I didn't spend a bunch of time telling him he was going to beg for death, so I think it's slightly different.
I swore to protect you. Can you protect me from yourself?
Oh, wise. I'm having that. Where's my notebook? I'll just remember it.
Would you destroy it?
Well, this is an absolute shit show. All that time and effort I put into making Frodo believe in himself and the mission. And look, Boromir, in one fell swoop you've caused an absolute clusterfuck.
I'm sorry, alright?
I hope you took this opportunity to say a few words to inspire him, Aragorn. To rally him behind the mission and bring the team back together.
I forget exactly what I said, but I'm pretty sure it was words to that effect.
Damn it.
I would have gone with you to the end.
No, I just sort of gave up and told him to go away. Wow. I remember that differently.
For goodness sake, I mean, you fall into one chasm, and everything you've put into motion goes to absolute shit. How long did you spend breeding those Uruk-hai, Saruman?
A few months.
And presumably your intention was to breed a new kind of orc that was powerful enough that 100 of them could go up against one person and not lose.
I'd have hoped that that would be a situation that played to their advantage. Yes.
Cool. Nice one.
Oh, now he talks. Now the conversation flows.
Once again, Elrond, just imagine how much easier this fight would have gone if you'd chosen 9 people who could fight, and not send 4 people who have to hide in bushes every time there's trouble. I rest my case.
Ugh, you guys seem to be doing fine. Every fellowship needs a few bush hiders. All right. Maybe 3 unnecessary burdens was too many.
Yeah. We'd have been halfway across Gorgoroth at this point.
He's leaving.
No!
Ah, well, perhaps this is where the wisdom of sending hobbits becomes clear. Aragorn was unable to convince Frodo to stay, but perhaps the pure heart and simple friendship of a hobbit can give courage when nothing else can.
Run, Frodo. Go.
Hey! Or maybe everyone just decided to throw in the towel. Good grief. You lot really are hopeless without me, you know? Honestly, somehow we've hit a new low.
We should have done a little more training.
I mean, some things you just can't prepare for. And did you want to do 10 hours of seminars on how to run in a cape?
The 2 hours we did should have been enough. 18-1.
What?
18 points to 1. Because Pippin did something good.
Oh. Yeah, fine. Half point. And Merry was the brains behind it.
Oh, wow, it's our hero. It's the real hero of the piece, Boromir. He came good after all. He's alright, he is. That Boromir. Oh, come on. Look at me run. Look at the slow-mo.
Father would be loving this. He'd just be here watching it in super slow-mo again and again.
The Horn of Gondor.
Well, that noise means that's all we've got time for today in the Battle of Amon Hen. But give it up for all your contestants.
Why are you just lining up to take him on one by one?
How many you kill?
32.
That's a good body count.
Father always loved to hear about my body count.
You're not... Stop saying that.
In intimate detail.
It was always like Slay King, Slay.
You don't know what you're saying.
Slay Steward.
Boromir was always the soldier.
What would you have done if your places had been exchanged?
Oh, I don't know. Probably just let the Uruks take the halflings on a whim.
Hey, you're doing it again.
What?
You play into it. You know you can choose not to play Father's games.
I know.
This has to be an end worthy of song.
It's actually good, Boromir. Good work, Boromir.
That song? You think it's song-worthy? Paddling a few Saruman's grunts.
First, I hope when you watch this, think better of me.
That will depend on the manner of what happens in the next few minutes.
That's cold, Faramir.
I was kidding, brother. I love you unconditionally.
Why did you pause like that?
Like what?
Like, in your tone, it's like, I love you unconditionally, even though I've never been loved unconditionally. Isn't it great that I'm able to do that?
You're reading into it too much.
Finally. Maybe should have birthed a few more archers.
Well, this makes for a painful rewatch.
Okay. Is this what you were talking about at the council in your dream? The eastern sky growing dark and your doom near at hand.
What?
Boromir told us all about his dream.
That was my dream. What with the pale voice crying?
Huh? Yeah. We thought it was weird you standing up and telling everyone about your dreams. It wasn't even your dream.
It's,
Wait, what about the other dreams you told us? Were they stolen as well?
No! Just that one.
About the one about your father finally telling you that he loved you.
That was mine as well.
Oh, giving it the big one. When you stood with a bow and arrow 100 yards away. Fight me like a man, you coward. Can't sleep on my front anymore, you know, guys.
Wow. I've been a bit mean, maybe. That is impressive. Good stamina. How long can you keep fighting for as a human pincushion?
A chicken stays alive for months after losing its head.
You regained some honor, Boromir. Chicken honor.
Some of you not even watching. Hey! It's the most emotionally affecting death of the entire trilogy. Come on. I mean, it's up there.
I'm watching, Mr. Boromir, sir.
Thank Eru Ilúvatar I was there. They might have been killed if I hadn't come to save them.
Well, no, because they were under the mistaken impression that they were the hobbits carrying the ring. So whatever happened, they would have followed their instructions not to harm them.
Yeah, but if I hadn't got there when I did, right?
They would have been... They'd have probably been carried off a couple of minutes earlier.
Oh. So my noble sacrifice didn't achieve anything.
Probably could have just pulled a Frodo and hidden in a bush for the whole fight, and the outcome would have been similar.
Right. Well, that's a right kick in the gonads. This has been the worst bit of the entire trilogy rewatched so far. So there was some sort of glorious noble sacrifice.
Not glorious. More pointless.
Execution style, come on. Do these monstrosities have no decorum?
They weren't bred for decorum.
They were bred for a single purpose. Bad manners.
Yes! Nice one, Aragorn.
How come he gets that reaction? He didn't get there in time to save me either.
Yeah. But we like Aragorn, don't we?
Oh, this is favouritism.
Daff. Yuckins. Good source of iron, though.
Fun fact about that, he actually threw the knife at me.
Why would we think he didn't throw the knife at you?
Great director's cut, Aragorn. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Then you did what I could not. I tried to take the ring from him. I have failed you all.
Father never should have sent you. It should be me lying there. It's only you by some unhappy chance. It might have been me. It should have been me.
Careful what you wish for, little brother. I guess you guys all hate me then. I'll go.
Oh, you're all right, Boromir. We just want you to be a bit more...
Gandalf never saw this bit, but we'll still hang out with you, right? You regained your honor.
Really? You mean it?
I'm still fucked off, but yeah, you're actually good company. A big dumb lump, but your heart's in the right place. That was probably the problem. Anyone? Nah, you'll get out of your house and you'll be like, you'll just be in the shower and you'll be like, oh man.
Thanks, guys. And a promise, no more muggings. 0 muggings. For 3 months.
The world of men will fall, and all will come to darkness.
I really felt in that moment like you were struggling to find ways to be positive, Boromir. And in that way, you truly are your own worst enemy.
I had a bunch of arrows sticking out of my chest.
It's always possible to find the positive in any situation. For instance, having those arrows sticking out of your chest would have made it really easy to hang things off you. Did you think about it that way?
Why would I want to hang things off myself?
I know, I'm just pointing out there's always a positive side, okay? Honestly, worse than Gimli today.
I do not know what strength is in my blood.
How can you have strong blood? I mean, just...
Not everything needs to be a joke, Gandalf.
Yeah, this is a big emotional moment. Can we not just enjoy this? Let it resonate.
I would have followed you, my brother. My captain. My king.
Oh, you had good final lines. Better than calling everyone a fool. Fuck off!
Peace. Son of Gondor.
The men for Boromir, anyone?
Sit down, Samwise.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Boromir. He's, he earned, but now redeemed. It's Boromir. Better than that one I got.
Better than nothing.
They will look for his coming from the White Tower, but he will not return.
Yeah, pretty bang on that.
So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All you have to decide is what to do.
Heavily doctored footage.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Peter Jackson said you asked him to fill all the scenes you weren't in with flashbacks of wise things you'd said, to imply that everyone was thinking about you all the time.
Well, on balance, you probably were all thinking about me all the time. Look at Frodo there. He's definitely thinking about me and how brilliant I am, and how much he wishes I was still around to show him the way.
He could have been thinking about his favorite shoe.
Or he might have been thinking about me. Something wise I once said.
Shut
up, Boromir.
All right, yeah.
I'm going to Mordor alone.
Of course you are. And I'm coming with you.
There it is, finally. Proof of why hobbits were the right choice.
The guy's wading into a lake to drown himself.
It's their heart, their determination, their love for one another.
Their total lack of common sense or a danger receptor in the brain. Didn't Frodo's dad drown in a lake?
Yeah.
And the falls of Rhoros are like 30 meters away. They could have easily just been swept up in the current and dashed upon the rocks. Ring lost for another millennia.
I pretty much just run on emotion. Of course, that was take 3.
You waded in 3 times.
Mm-hmm. First time wasn't great.
Let's sit him down and have a look at his foot.
They stood on this bit of steel, which was connected to a line. Apparently some moron had just thrown an entire fishing rod in there.
Don't you leave him Samwise Gamgee. And I don't mean to.
Would have been another good place for a Gandalf flashback there.
Seems a bit of a stretch.
We could have thrown in a flashback to the bit in Farmer Maggot's field where Sam told Frodo about making his promise. Then we could have done a flashback even further to me telling him to promise not to lose you.
I really think at this point it just needs to keep the momentum going. It's been a long film.
Oh, Sam.
Frodo's looking pretty dry.
He is actually.
Yeah. Well, he is the ring bearer. And there's no point in them both drowning.
First rule of saving a drowning person is not to go in after them.
They got very deep very quick. And Frodo must be a master boatsman to get over that quick.
And have very long arms.
You buried me at sea.
We thought that's what you would have wanted.
This is a river. What happened to my body? That just float downstream.
Yeah, probably just washed up on the riverbank somewhere.
Well, that's not very noble.
We were in a rush. Legolas was supposed to fire a flaming arrow on you that set you alight, but he'd run out of arrows. For the only time ever.
Shooting a dead man.
The Fellowship has failed.
What if we hold true to each other? We will not abandon Merry and Pippin to torment and death.
As the person responsible for putting the Fellowship together in the first place, I'd just like to clarify that from the evidence I've seen today, I do consider the project a failure.
That's not very fair. We held true to one another, and we didn't abandon Merry and Pippin.
Yes, but that's rather moving the goalposts, isn't it? I sent you out on a mission to escort the ring-bearer to Mordor, and you came back and tell me that you let the ring-bearer wander off on his own, but the mission is still a success because you went to rescue 2 other guys.
The mission was a success. Mission Save Merry and Pippin was a complete success.
Yes, I accept that. I'm just pointing out that it's not... We're just going round in circles, aren't we?
Not while we have strength left.
Why didn't you go with them, Aragorn?
You've all gone on so much about the 4 burdens. Looks like you just managed to shed 2 of the burdens.
Elrond!
You all went on about it so much. I'm just saying, losing Boromir for 2 burdens, that's a 10% gain of burdens to skilled champs.
He has a point.
I don't suppose we'll ever see them again.
Well, if he ever responded.
Notwithstanding the poisonings and the stabbings and the trauma and
Okay. That's right. Well, that was...
Oh, yeah. La la la. Oh, la 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 la.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, hey.
Well, it was a long road, one that seemed like it would go ever on. We did it! We did fellowship! Hail everyone! I thought you were all fantastic.
I know we give you a bit of a hard time in these viewing parties, Gandalf, but I just want to say thank you for organizing this.
Oh, that's all right, Elrond. I'm glad it's appreciated.
Yeah, all joking aside, these adventures are some of my fondest memories. It's a pleasure to revisit them with all my friends and fellows at my side. So thank you for inviting me round, and then for giving me Gandalf.
I mean, obviously I need to look at the viewing figures and dig into the metadata to find out which elements people most enjoy. So we can take that into account for the 2 towers and everything that comes with that.
Gandalf, maybe you don't need to try so hard to make everyone else like you. Maybe it doesn't matter if these videos go viral or not. Maybe the best video isn't the one that gets the most views or squeezes the most juicy eyeball time out of viewers. Perhaps it's enough that we're here, together, remembering the times we shared. Maybe that's all this needs to be. Do we even need to film it?
Well, when you put it like that, I suppose that... Right. Let's get on with this then. Big brother, what are you doing here? You missed the entire movie. Well, obviously I didn't want to watch the first one with you, did I? But the second one's got me in it. So I thought I'd come back to you at the turn of the tide. Sort this rap. But I wanted us to watch the whole trilogy as a family. And see everyone's best scenes. Yeah, but you know Dad doesn't like the first one anyway. Pop the 2 towers on. Let's dig into the good stuff.
Thank you for watching and supporting us make this huge video. If you'd like to support us in making the 2 Towers and Return of the King, please do consider joining the Patreon or the YouTube memberships. Otherwise, please do just keep on watching.